Hello and welcome to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I am your host, Blake Walker. It is already week 4, if you'd believe it. It might be a little bit of a rainy night. We're not really sure. You could get rain, you might not get rain, but that's just football weather, and we're excited to have football once again here this week in the Metro. We got a big show coming up before a stacked slate of games. We're going to go through some rankings. We're going to talk to a couple coaches. We're going to preview those games, and then we'll send you right to all the action here later this evening. Let's jump into the rankings, courtesy of Radio Iowa. Waukee Northwest still atop of the polls. The Wolves yet to be beat, and they look really good on top at 3-0. Iowa City Liberty right there with them, also at 3-0. That big standout win over Southeast Polk highlights their resume. West Des Moines Valley at the number 4 spot, the number 3 spot, first one with a loss. Downley Catholic is at 4. They lost to Valley earlier this season. And Southeast Polk round out your top 5 so far. At number 6, it's Ankeny. The Hawks 2-1 this season, trying to get things rolling a little bit, going into a big matchup tonight against crosstown rival Ankeny Centennial. Iowa City West is at the 7th position, have yet to play a team above 500, but the Trojans find themselves in the 7th spot. That's one down from last week, despite not losing a game. Sioux City East beat 4A Bishop Heelan in a thriller in overtime last week. They hold on to the number 8 spot. Ankeny Centennial, like I said, is 9th, and Cedar Falls rounds out your top 10 at 2-1. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to some of the coaches ahead of tonight's big games. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show. We'll be right back.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time to talk to a couple of the coaches or the staff of the team going on the field tonight. Let's go to those interviews to give a little bit more of what's going on in the heads of some of these coaches before they take the gridiron tonight.
Here in the pregame show, Jeff Bauer, the head coach of Ankeny. Coach, this one, you've played in this game, except it wasn't, Centennial was the opponent, but you've coached in this game now. You've played for the Hawks. What does a game in this community like this mean?
Well, obviously, it's a big game, to really good teams. It's bragging rights, throughout the year. Obviously, they took it to us last year, and, we got the year before. It's been, they've usually been close, but it wasn't very close last year, unfortunately.
And that's one thing that you said earlier this week that clearly stood out to me as something that's on your mind. What is it? Teams change from year to year. You can't always say that there's memory, but you have the memory clearly.
Yeah, definitely in high school, especially in CIML, every year your team's going to be drastically different. You have to be a senior really to play for the most part, and both teams lose a lot of seniors. Centennial they had a lot of seniors last year. I think they lost almost everybody. We had a few more underclassmen playing, so we have a few more returning guys, but it's always a totally different team.
Your team, a couple of seniors are standing out on tape. Centennial, and every opponent seems to know where number 0 is and where number 13 is. What is it about Brandhorst and Laramie that make teams have to really kind of focus defensively?
I mean, they're obviously both talented. I've said before many times, with Brandhorst, I'll put his hands up against anybody in the state. He's remarkable hands. And then the other things that people don't understand, I mean, his route running, his football knowledge, his football IQ. I mean, he loves the game. He knows almost everything about it. It was just funny this morning in the weight room with Coach Luther and myself. I mean, he's trying to bring up quarterbacks where they're drafted from the history. I mean, he can go back 20, 30 years about every quarterback in the NFL where they came from. He knows. So he just loves the game. And Daniel's he's just determined. He's always been one of the toughest runners. He's always been punishing to the guys that tackle him. He's just, every year he gets bigger and stronger, and it shows.
Well, that's the same can be said about the team on the north. J.J. Morgan looks to be stronger, looks to be faster, looks to be tougher. So you got to defend. You have one on your side, but you got to defend a guy like that.
Definitely, yeah. He's elite, and we've been focusing on tackling and making sure we do it correctly, good technique. It's very important this week. I said, because if we miss a tackle, it could turn into 6 real quick.
This is a game that you're both 2-1. You both have had some tough games. Last week, you both kind of had a chance to get a lot of things worked out. How does that focus you this week, knowing that that opponent is going to be ready to go even before the kickoff?
I mean, we've stressed to our guys, obviously this is a big game, but we play big games every week here, it seems like. I mean, we know last year, the final 8, the playoffs, we'd played all 7 of them. We had big games every week last year. We have big games. Sioux City East coming up's big. Johnston coming up's big. And both teams have lots of big games. This isn't the whole season. I've stressed to our guys, but it is obviously it's important, and we treat each game each week as it's the most important. We had a great week of practice. I think our guys are focused, and we've just been stressing that it's about what we do and how we perform. It's not about the guys on the other side of the ball.
How you perform offensive line, defensive line. How would you grade your lines here so far?
Obviously, I think both sides have been really good. Obviously, defensively, we've been just getting better and better, and we're tough to run on right now, I think. Offensively, our line's been getting better. We've had, Nate Lee was one of our starters to begin. He has an ankle issue, so he won't be back for a couple weeks yet. But Jack Aubrey, sophomore, stepped in. He's really picked it up and done well. Besides penalties, I think our offensive line's done, graded out in the 80s, like 80% type. But if we knock out the penalties, it'll be much higher grade in my eye.
We'll see how he grades things at halftime when we talk to him. Our pregame show continues here on CISN. Kickoff at the top of the hour. Here on the pregame show, co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti. This game, we've talked about this before. I've covered this number of years with you. This one's special for a number of reasons. Anything certainly special this year?
You know what? Playing at the 4th game is awkward. Usually it's the 1st or 2nd game. I think we played it as a 2nd game one cycle, but it's usually been the 1st game. Playing at week 4, it's a little different. The weather's different. Those challenges, we know it's not going to be, hopefully not.
Not 112?
112 degrees outside. And I think both teams have an identity now, who they are, and they know who's their go-to guys and who needs to step up.
When you look at the stats, and I know everybody you're fully aware of this, you two are as similar as you can be when it comes to stats. Yeah. Is that a good thing or a bad thing in trying to come up with a game plan against someone that's just like you?
It's going to be the will of 2 teams. They like to run the ball, and we do too. They like to balance it out, and so do we. And they play good special teams, and so do we. So, at the end, it's going to be, who makes the fewest mistakes and who can, run the ball to a certain degree. It's always tough in this game with the emotions to get that done. And big plays, we can't give them up, and they're probably saying the same thing.
And you both have running backs that are bigger and faster and stronger than they were before, and incredibly hard to tackle. It's got to make you happy that at least one of them is on your team.
Oh, for sure. You know what? JJ has an outstanding year to this point after 3 games. Being patient as a Jaguar, being behind Elijah Porter and Braden Jackson for 2 years and waiting his turn and being patient and then flourishing when his opportunity came.
Offensive line, you got a couple of guys in some different spots this year, but talk me through about what this veteran group of guys in your program and names that have been here for a while, what that means to you.
You know what, just teamwork. It's some guys are doing some things that maybe they didn't envision themselves doing this summer, but by necessity and need, they've done it, and they've done a great job.
Your defense, just saw one of the keys, Mr. Morris, is so fun to watch.
Yeah.
What's it like coaching him?
Oh, awesome. Multi-sport athlete, outstanding all-state baseball player, and to be a linebacker like he is, very violent, does it the right way, and a great leader out there as well.
The D-Cords trying to contend with Ankeny's offense that has kind of looks like it did 2 years ago with a running back and a wide receiver. I'm guessing poses a couple of challenges.
Oh, for sure. Outstanding, whether it's Larmy or Brandhorst, the quarterback. I mean, they have, and I'm just naming a few there. I mean, they have outstanding kids. They play hard, execute very well, and it's going to be a tough challenge for our kids.
First couple of years in this rivalry were probably a little awkward, and you still had lots of friends, and you still have friends on both sides.
Yeah.
What's it mean to coach in this one?
Oh, it's a compliment, number one, but it's a celebration of football in our community. We love football here in Ankeny, and we want our kids to be successful. And at the end of the day, we all live in the same area, and we want to make sure that we support each other in the end.
I think at the end what we should do is make everybody put on their old AJF uniform and see what teams were formed, because that you got guys that were teammates on other teams, and that makes it fun too.
Will was just saying his quarterback was Roush in AJF, so it's just, it's competitive, don't get me wrong, but it's in good fun, good competition.
All right, I enjoy it. Head coach Ryan Pizzetti, our pregame show here on CISN is going to continue now and kick off at the top of the hour.
Once again, I want to take a second to thank every coach is who chats with us every single week here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We really appreciate it. Helps give you, the fans, a little bit more insight into what's going on a Friday night basis. When we come back, we're going to talk about the game that you'll be watching tonight, along with what's on tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We'll be back. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time to preview what you're going to be watching tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Let's send it over to the team to give you a little bit of an insight of what's happening this evening.
Big matchup tonight out in Waukee as the Warriors host the West Des Moines Valley Tigers, and Tigers come in ranked number 3 in the 5A Radio Iowa poll. 2-1 on the season are the Tigers. They just beat Urbandale last week with their defense on full display in a 41-3 rout of the Jayhawks. That puts Gary Swenson at 410 wins all time. Tigers, they got to try and stay in that win column behind quarterback Drake DeGroat. The senior has been efficient, completing 68% of his throws this season, 572 yards through the air with 5 touchdowns, add another 3 trips to the end zone on the ground. He'll need to be sharp against this Waukee team, looking to turn the Tigers over a little more than they have in recent weeks. Meanwhile, the Warriors come in fresh off of their first win of this season. It's been a bit of a gauntlet to open the year for Waukee, starting off at Johnston, then hosting Ankeny. They dropped both of those, but the offense came to life in Week 3 at Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Dual-threat QB Beckett Baker ran for more than 100 yards and a score on the ground. Ben Case Hobb ran for another 142 on the ground with 2 scores in a 23-15 win over the Cougars. That two-headed running attack is going to be the main threat for the Valley front four, so look for a knockdown, drag-it-out kind of battle in the trenches between the Warriors and the Tigers this week. If Waukee takes to the air at all, they'll have to avoid the hot hand of Jaden McGregory, who has 1 interception this season already. The Louisville commit will be on both sides of the ball for the Tigers at times on Friday night. Now, this is a big matchup for both teams, as life will only get more challenging for Waukee as they go to DCG, Dowling, and Waukee Northwest across their final 5 games. Meanwhile, the Tigers have already kind of navigated the challenging part to the start of their season, opening with a win against Dowling Catholic. What a thriller that was. A win tonight sets them up nicely with the hardest game left on their schedule after this at Ankeny come mid-October. Kickoff set for 7 p.m. out at Waukee Stadium. Again, Tigers, Warriors, going to be a drag-it-out knuckle battle out there in the trenches. Looking forward to a good one there. We'll see you here on CISN.
That will do it for us tonight here on the CISN Football Pregame Show. We hope you enjoy the game this evening. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.
And welcome into Waukee Stadium, home of the Warriors. Tonight, homecoming night, as they host crosstown rival, and I should say west side rival, the West Des Moines Valley Tigers. Tigers taking the field. John Schaefer with you tonight, as well as Dar Danielson on the call. And Dar, another weekend and beautiful fall night.
Yeah, hard to believe next week we'll be halfway through the regular season already. But, yeah, we got a little cloudy, a little cool, but no rain out there, and I don't think it's going to come till later. So, yeah, we're into that perfect September football weather.
And in marches number 3, Valley Tigers, and then here comes your hometown team, the Waukee Warriors. And the Warriors enter 1-2 on the year, coming off their first win of the season against Cedar Rapids Kennedy. This is a Warriors team that had a gauntlet to open the year, including a matchup against Johnston early on, and then Waukee Northwest. Mix both of them in, and it's a tough sledding, but a good win against Kennedy last week.
Yeah, and they kind of got on track a little bit there, and then Valley had, no shabby opening either with Dowling and Waukee Northwest, and those were a 1-point and a 3-point game, 1-1, lost 1. They opened it up a little bit against Urbandale, so it's going to see where are these two teams at now when you both face some, a better team.
And I think Valley really needing to get back on track. They did so with an absolute blowout, 41-3, the defense on full display. I think what stands out after calling at least one of the Valley games this season, their size in the trenches this year.
Yeah, they made it tough on Dowling offensively and defensively, trying to move the ball on that. They're really tough in there. They also have speed guys that can cover on the outside, but with Waukee here, we may not see a lot of passes tonight. They're more of a ground-oriented attack.
And worth noting, 2 Division I Power 4 recruits in this game. Jaden McGregory, a Louisville commit. Then on the other side, you got Evan Jacobson. Obviously, the Jacobson name, very familiar around these parts of Waukee. He's committed to Texas A&M. It's great to see that Power 4 power coming out of Central Iowa as well.
Yeah, I remember doing a Waukee basketball game, and Iowa State's coach was there watching Jacobson play basketball. He's a pretty good basketball player, too, but yeah, it's good to see that out here. It's always fun, too, when you call the games of these kids and they go on to play the higher level. Some of them even make it to the NFL. So it just shows the quality of football and how it's grown here in this class.
Absolutely. Well, we're just about a minute and a half away from kickoff. We're going out for coin toss right now. We'll ship it to break here on CISN TV. Kickoff waits on the other side.
Senior, 86. Peter, senior, number 7. Lucas Peterson, senior, number 4.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
15 seconds still. The pregame clock ticks to 0, and we will kick things off. Waukee will be moving left to right on your screen. Valley will take the opening kickoff, though, after the Warriors deferred to the second half, and it'll be a chance to get a good look at Drake DeGroat. Of course, obviously completing nearly 70% of his passes this season. He's accounted for 8 total touchdowns, 5 of those through the air, 3 on the ground. Been a stud senior quarterback for this Tigers team.
Yeah, he's really he came on. He got thrown into the mix early a couple years ago with injuries, and also Micah Leilashur has really come on as a returner and just kind of an all-around guy for Valley.
Jaden Brown, Ben Fleming back to receive this kickoff from the Warriors. Valley in the all-white uniforms, orange lettering and numbers. Meanwhile, Waukee in the black jerseys, white numbers, and there's your opening kickoff. That ball will take a hop and a skip and find its way into the end zone. Valley will march it right out and start things off at the 20-yard line. So again, look for this Valley team to try and impose some will in the trenches. Waukee, I should mention, though, very senior-heavy this season. Both sides of the football, but Valley touts the size on that offensive front. You can see them there, just a couple of towering tackles, and they've done a good job to give Drake DeGroat plenty of time. He's had to scramble a little bit. We've seen some of his mobility, but also look for Blake Dorenkamp, who's really been effective on the ground, and it's been a 1-2 punch. This is probably the most balanced offense I've seen from a Valley team in quite some time.
Yeah, they had a couple big backs last year and a good receiver, but now they're running it and passing it at a pretty even clip.
DeGroat hands off to Dorenkamp. He's off the right side. Hits a hole. Big pickup. Nearly 10. They'll give him 11 to open up the drive for the Tigers.
Brought down by Jaden Jeter.
Jeter plays both sides of the football for this Waukee squad. He's also the leading receiver for Waukee. 13 catches, 108 yards, but he's more effective, or I'd say a bigger impact, certainly on the defensive side of the ball.
And that's a bigger difference. I think Waukee will have more kids playing both ways than Valley will.
DeGroat sets up in the shotgun. Man in motion, they fake the sweep. It's going to be Dorenkamp again, bouncing it outside. Picks up another good chunk, give him 8. Ball came out late. Waukee saying they're on it, waiting for a signal. And they're saying he's down.
Yeah, they're saying he was down, so.
See if we can get another quick peek at it here in a moment, but Valley will take it on 2nd and 3 from the 30, looks like 38-yard line.
Here's the replay.
See if that ball pops out.
He did a real nice job of reading his block, and then he came down on the ball, popped out when it hit the ground, which the ground can't cause a fumble. So
good job by the officials being there. Great job by our replay to get that in there for us. And Valley marching strong as Gary Swenson needs a timeout to reset the offense as that clock was ticking. It's a big timeout to take early here.
Well, and those are some of the things I've seen so far in Valley is having to take those early timeouts, and the things that kind of drive Gary crazy is, those little things that you shouldn't do. And I know coaches all want a perfect game, but there's just a few things that he talked about that they need to do better at. Things like that, coming out, having your play clock run, especially when you got a senior quarterback. You should get the play in and get it run.
And we are at week 4, so you should have a lot of those kinks worked out with your offense. But Waukee's got to find a way to slow down this ground attack from the Tigers, who are approaching midfield very quickly here. They've already picked up 18 in back-to-back runs. They're going to go empty backfield now, spread it out 5 wide for DeGroat. Out of the shotgun, looking out wide, pass just out of the reach of Blake Dorenkamp. As DeGroat looked his way, he was staring him down the entire way.
Yeah, he just followed the other receiver and cut off of him as the other receiver went straight down. He did an out, and it wasn't the greatest pass there, but
3rd and manageable, though, Waits. That's the good thing about picking up 7 on your first down play, because you can get a little creative there.
You throw that out to the edge and see if he can break something out on the edge and get free, but now, manageable 3rd down.
They'll go out of the shotgun once again to DeGroat. 4 wide, 3 up top. He'll keep it himself, the QB keeper, and he will pick up the first down and a couple more out to the 43. So the ground and pound working just the way they drew it up there. A little delayed QB draw.
Yeah, and he is
real selective when he runs. They'll have some called runs for him, but he's back there. He'll look for his receivers first, and then he'll run. He doesn't just take off. He's become real smart on looking at his reads.
3 wide, tight end in close. Jet sweep, they'll give it to Dornkamp. He's stacked up at the line. Strong defensive play by that linebacking group for Waukee, and in on that tackle. It was Cale Seller, the senior linebacker.
He's still got pretty good yardage up the gut, you know. What is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Well, about 5 or 4, they'll call it.
They'll give him 4 yards.
Yeah.
It felt like, though, compared to his first runs, he was met a lot earlier,
right
wasn't
through there. But we see the Valley game plan early is we talked about for the game, pound it right back at Waukee.
Be in the 4-3 defense. Quick end around here. That's Jaden Brown. He finds a little bit of space to work as well. And another Valley first down on the ground on the little shovel pass forward.
And he hasn't only rushed it 4 times, but that's part of it too. The motion and then try to throw them off by giving the ball to different people. Keeping that defense honest.
Just 4 yards this season. That's his biggest rush of the years thus far. For Brown, they'll go 3 wide once again. Tight end in tight. Dornkamp in the backfield for DeGroat. DeGroat takes the handoff, finds a hole, lays it in about 5 more yards.
Dornkamp, yeah.
Just consistent, just a junior too, and that bodes well. He's a guy that played the defensive side of the ball a lot more last year for this Valley squad. Now they see a great role with him in the backfield, and you're kind of seeing that come to fruition.
And we don't have a window at the back here, but I'm betting it's a beautiful sunset where you can see the sun over there on the far side.
Yeah, that golden hour setting in.
Yeah.
Out of the pistol, and the hard count's going to draw Waukee offsides. That's 2 defensive linemen for the Warriors. Jump. Refs will discuss it. And that'll be our first flag of the night. And they're going to move Valley back, actually.
Well, yeah, the Waukee player moved ahead, and then the Valley guy jumped up right away and pointed at him. So they must have said he didn't break, into the zone there.
Usually they give the offensive line the benefit of the doubt as two guys kind of converged over the nose. And
the other guy, the defender jumped first. He didn't get all the way in, apparently. And
so they'll go trips left, single wide receiver out to the right for DeGroat. He drops back, looking over the middle, tucks, then chucks it deep, looking for Brown. Brown hauls it down for the big pickup of 25.
Well, he looked out first to Jaden McGregory out here in the flat and didn't see him. And then he looks upfield, and Brown's downfield one-on-one and just, as you said, threw it up high, and he won that battle. You see the replay here.
Jaden Brown at 6'1", elevates, and it looked like
looked to his left, he looked for Gregory right there. Wasn't there, and then he looks downfield, and hey.
Great job by Brown to high point it, and that'll set up the Valley Tigers inside the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone, but met in the backfield is Trent Gravengood, and Gravengood's wrapped up for a 5-yard loss at the 24.
David Lopez in there on the tackle.
Lopez blew it up, and that'll set it back to 2nd and 15 for the Tigers.
Big play for the defense because Valley kind of cruising along here and had their own big play pass. Now you got 2nd and long.
DeGroat 1 for 2 through the air. They'll bring Dornkamp up next to him. Send the man in motion. It's going to be the sweep around to McGregory. McGregory, the halfback pass, wide open in the end zone. It's Brown again at the corner. Toe taps McGregory to Jaden Brown for the touchdown.
Oh, that was perfectly executed. Everybody looking, knowing when McGregor gets the ball, you don't want to get him around the edge, but he pulls up and throws it to Brown. And Valley gets on the board first.
Conley Harn going to come in for the PAT here. And boy, after a big defensive play for Waukee, the Tigers answer right back with the trickery. PAT up through the uprights and good, makes it 7-0. The Valley Tigers on top here at Waukee Stadium. Warriors' turn to take the ball over after a quick break here on CISN.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Jaden Jeter back deep.
Tigers boot it deep. It's going to be Jeter. Jeter looking for a seam up the middle. Wrapped up and brought down by Fitz Carpenter there at the 29. And that's where the Waukee Warriors will get started. And it feels like this is a chance really quick to get a look at that touchdown one more time. One more look at it. And Dar,
yeah,
just bite on the play fake.
All eyes are on McGregory because he's got the quick wheels and he runs out wide and just lobs it. He almost ran out of room there, but
nice job by Jaden Brown to find his feet there and
put on the tap shoes and got right inside the pylon and boom.
Well, now it's our first look at Beckett Baker, the senior quarterback. Left halfway through the season last year with an injury, and good to see him back. He's a big threat on the ground, can throw it a little bit. And they'll keep it on the ground with Case Hobb. Case Hobb hits a hole. He's up for 10 yards. Ben Case Hobb, the senior, tacking on to the 270 he's had already this year.
Yeah, he just quickly took it over that left side, and Waukee anxious to get back out and get a good drive going here to get back on the board and answer.
So it'll be a first down for Waukee. They'll start things once again, start this new set at the 39. Beckett Baker, and it's going to be a quick timeout from Gabe Baker, the fifth-year head coach for Waukee.
Valley came up and was stacking right on the line there. 8 guys up in there, and they didn't like that look, so they call a timeout.
Crazy to think that Coach Baker now in his 5th year here already at Waukee. You said it in the pregame that, all 4 of those 5 years have been with his son at the quarterback.
I remember when Beckett came on, they were kind of alternating at first, and he came on, and for a freshman, it's really unusual to start, even when you're playing for your dad here, but he played pretty well and then got better the next year, and then, of course, last year had the injury that kind of set him back a little bit, but he's had a really pretty good career here.
Of course, hasn't slowed the wheels down at all this season. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the year. 177 to be exact. 1 rushing score, 1 passing score. I'd like to clean up the INTs. They'll go empty backfield. Man in motion. They'll do a quick pitch forward and finding an edge and then some out there. It's a great run through some traffic.
Well, good block by Andrew Hine. McGregory was out there on the edge, and he sealed McGregory off and gave the runner the lane to get up the field there. Hine.
Miles O'Connor, it looked like. Sophomore wide receiver. And now they'll pack in 2 tight ends. So a 3 tight end set, sorry. Baker in the shotgun. This is a designed run for him. He finds a little bit of running room out to the right. and gets popped. Big hit there to finish off the run by Jaron Horn.
Yeah, good hit at the end, but that's what he does so well is he's quick on his feet, watching the hole and reacting and picking up just enough yardage there to get the first down. So already now into Valley territory.
Waukee bouncing back with the run game of their own to start.
Yeah, we haven't seen many clock stoppages with all the running and then a few passes out of Valley, but
only one incompletion out of the 3 throws for the Tigers. Yet to see a pass from the hand of Beckett Baker. Sits in shotgun. Looks to pass, it'll swing pass to Case Haub. Haub has some room, shifty move, and he'll find his way out to the 44, another first down.
And they brought a little pressure off their left edge there, and Baker reacted, got the ball out quickly, and Haub on the run, making the good adjustments and getting the first down here.
Waukee in plus territory with their first drive. Tigers setting that 4-2. A lot of coverage back as Jacobson goes in motion. Case Howell will move 2. Beckett, a design run, picks up 6, picks up 5. And a nice job by that Waukee offensive line to create some space for their quarterback to tuck it and go.
I think Alonzo Jimenez on the tackle there. And Baker's got to be the best running quarterback Valley's seen this year, you know, and that's his true threat. He's back there, and if you turn and follow all the receivers downfield, then he can burn you and run in behind. And then Haub is that, you know, run option there too.
And in motion. Quick pass out, slings it to Jeter. Jeter on the tunnel screen. He'll pick up the first down and then some. Beautifully designed pass out to Jeter, and he'll pick up right where he left off last game.
Good play calling, because Valley's, when they crowded the line, they called that timeout and adjusted. They don't know whether to bring the the defensive backfield up or wait, and they just took advantage of that little gap that they have there.
And that quick out can set up a lot in the passing game with the deep shot as this game goes on. Baker rolls out to his right. Big throw out wide. Ball dropped. That's a tough one.
Jaden Jeter.
Jeter, so sure-handed. He has 14 catches on the season, and that one is right in the breadbasket.
Wow, yeah,
low.
He was thinking end zone, though, too, because he had a blocker up there, and he was all alone out there. So
that'll be a 2nd and 10. This is by far the longest second down that Waukee's had so far tonight.
And again, they've been mixing up the plays pretty well. Let's see if they go back to the run here.
It'll be a little bit of a half wishbone. They'll hand it off. Case Haub. Haub has some space. Pounds it forward. 5 more on the ground for him.
Good second down play. Gives you a manageable 3rd down now.
And Waukee doing a great job getting into the second level so far here of this defense for Valley. Something that, you know, when we called that week 1 game against Dowling, the Maroons struggled at times to really break through that front 4.
Yeah, they couldn't run anything up the middle. Valley couldn't there, and now Waukee has them enough off balance. They're not quite sure. They can't just pin the ears back and go.
2 tight ends right. Baker going to keep it himself, has a lead blocker. He'll pick up a few more, but he's going to be short of the first down. That'll bring up a 4th down, but he's brought down in close. That was Llewellyn in on the tackle.
Yeah, Llewellyn, the 6'2", 221-pound senior. So, big call early here.
I think Coach Baker's saying we know we got to be aggressive tonight. It'll be a long 2 yards here for the first down.
And they haven't had a lot of trouble picking up, you know, chunks of yardage, so let's see what they do.
Baker puts a man in motion. He'll hand it off. Case Haub has a seam and another one. He'll jump up the middle. Flag comes in late on the play, and I think we're going to get a holding. And this one will come back 10 yards.
Yeah, back when he made that cut there and got outside, I think somebody was hanging on a little too much inside.
Strong run, but goes up the gut. That break for 6 or 8 yards. Might have one of those.
Offense, number 73. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That call on Andrew Hine, the senior offensive lineman. He's a big hog molly, 6'5". Tough to miss him. And that will bring out the field goal unit.
That changes the whole thing there. 3 yards back to, what is it, 13 now.
Wyatt Robinson in. He's 2 for 3 on the year, hit from 42. This will be a 44-yarder. Hunter Wilson, the holder. Robinson delivers enough leg, and it is through the uprights. From 44 yards goes Wyatt Robinson.
It looked like Valley got some good pressure on him, but he followed right through and put it through the uprights.
The senior kicker makes it a 7-3 game here as Waukee's on the board. We'll head to a quick break before we get to kickoff going back the Tigers' way here on CISN.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
It was Jaden Brown on the return, and he gets chopped down at the 19, and that's where the Tigers will start their second drive of this game after marching at 80 yards on their opening drive, capped by a 24-yard pitch and catch. It was the trick play by Jaden McGregory to Jaden Brown over the top. Waukee responds back with a 44-yard field goal, makes it 7-3.
Yeah, each of these teams has gone on a about a 5-minute drive for the first one for Valley, and then what do we have, about another 5-minute drive for Waukee as the first quarter going by pretty quickly.
Hand off here right up the gut. It's Dorenkamp again. Flags come in late.
Yeah.
Could be a face mask or another hold.
Yeah, a lot of times when it comes down and it comes in late, it is face mask.
See what the call is here. There's some deliberation after the pickup of 6. They're going to move them forward. It'll be a first down for Valley. We'll wait for the call. Got to get the spot right here.
Now they're getting a linesman for the other side. We had a call last night in that Des Moines North Perry game that I had never seen where the ball was fumbled by Perry. North guy was coming in to pick it up. He kicked it with his foot.
There is no foul for defensive holding, so it's just going to be a gain of 7.
So
make it 2nd and 3.
The Perry player kicked it. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but then he picked it up. So they flagged it, and I thought he'd keep possession, but they go back. But no, it was Perry kept possession, and they got
interesting
15. I'd never seen that. I didn't get a chance to look it up today either, but it's one of those plays. Blake Walker hadn't either.
Well, here come the Tigers once again. DeGroat in that shotgun formation, 3 wide to the right. He's looking left. Now he's going to go deep. He's got McGregory well out there, right into the bread basket. And that's going to be a 72-yard pitch and catch to Jaden McGregory.
He had his hand up, I'm open, for about 5 yards, and DeGroat had to uncork it.
You see the D1 talent, the Louisville commit, beats the defender and has nothing but daylight in front of him. And that'll make it 13-3, awaiting the PAT. Once again, it's Harn. Strikes it well, right through the uprights. That'll make it a 14-3 game. Tigers strike quickly. Waukee with another chance to respond after the break on CISN TV.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Conley Harn sets, and he'll strike the kickoff here. And we're going to get flagged for, looks like, an offsides. On the kickoff team.
Well, that's something you see every day, but everybody's juiced up after that big play.
Can't blame them. That was an absolute dime from DeGroat into the hands of McGregory. That has Waukee on their heels a bit, down 11 here in the first quarter. So we'll reset once again. We'll get another look at that touchdown here in just a moment after the kickoff too, but you know, after the first drive where it was run, 2 plays and bang.
Well, and they set him up on that last touchdown, the first touchdown with McGregory looking like he was going to run. And then that time McGregory did. He just straight jet down the field.
So we'll try take 2 for Conley Harn. This one's a low diving ball. Jeter's going to step up. It's going to hop over his hand. A collision there at the 15, and
man,
nothing but jump on it at that point.
That was the worst that could happen. It bounces over the top guy, then they collide with each other.
Yeah, that was Jai White who got kind of hung up. Let's take another look at the touchdown, though, Dar. And again, at 74-yard touchdown pitch and catch, and DeGroat all day in the pocket. Delivers an absolutely perfect ball, and there's no catch of Jaden McGregory at that point.
So, let's see. He was back about.
It was the 26.
Yeah, but he threw it from about the 20 down to the other 25. So that was a pretty good long pass in the air.
Beckett Baker on the keeper now. He gets met at the line, and he'll drag him forward for a pickup of 4. Yeah, that's a big arm. That's roughly 55-yard. Chuck through the air.
And then Waukee's coming out. Okay, they got the penalty, so they think we might get a little better return here, and they get that huge hop on the turf, and the 2 guys run into each other, so they end up starting.
Long field to work with here.
Yeah, at the 19.
Waukee.
Or back at the, was it 15?
Well, we'll take it to quarter. The Valley Tigers, number 3 in 5A, up 14-3 as we'll turn to quarter number 2 on CISN after the break.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
We'll dive into quarter number 2 now as the Warriors will get going on second down from the 19. Need to pick up 6 for the first down here as Baker's out of shotgun once again. They'll hand it off and bouncing out wide to Case Haub. He'll pick up 3. Nice takedown, shoestring tackle out there on the edge by the Tigers. Looked like it was Luke Walter on that tackle.
And that's what they want to keep doing. They don't want to go away from the run game right away. Keep setting the pass up with the run here, getting them thinking run, and then maybe hit a pass. Of course, if the run's working, you keep with it.
3rd and 4, a big third down play here for Waukee. Out of the shotgun once again. Dropping back to pass, rolls out to his left. Tucks it, another quick dart. Finds his man across the middle, and that's a nice sliding catch by Jacobson. The senior for the Warriors picks up the first down.
And that's the Beckett Baker that I saw in those first couple years, and then, when he's healthy. Rolling out, able to set the feet, fire downfield, hit the open man. Makes it so much harder to cover that when he's on the roll. We'll see it here again. He spins back and then throws to the diving receiver.
Drawn quarterback draw, breaks a tackle out on the edge. Baker with some space out in the open, and he'll take it down the sideline and finishes off the hit on the sideline. And he just fed it to Ben Fleming, the junior DB, at the end of that run.
Well, we just mentioned that long pass sucked the air out of the crowd, but Beckett Baker just pumped it back in on that run. Man.
That play started at the 32, and he'll take it all the way down inside the Valley 30 to the 29. It's going to be a pickup of 33 or so there.
Let's see, 20.
My math is awful.
29 and 32 is 52, 48 yards.
There you go. That's why I got the grade A talent to my right here.
You add the 2 yardages and divide by, take it from 100.
Baker rolls out to the right, has a man on the sideline, toe tapper to Jeter out on the far side. That's nicely done.
Wow, I didn't even see the deep man. I thought he was going to the short route there, but he hit the deep guy.
Great levels there by Waukee. Jacobson in the flat. Then just above it on that second level, you had Jeter. And now Waukee's humming on offense once again.
And there again, when you have a running quarterback, it takes some of the pressure off that Valley defensive line. They can't come in there with their ears pinned back and just rush. They have to be aware of him getting out of the pocket.
1st and 10 from the 17 in the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone. Handoff, Case Haub, he has an edge. Tries to break a tackle, but that's a great job wrapping up out in space by Cash Kiner, the senior DB. Another look at it here. This is that last play on the rollout from the 29. You see the levels there. You got Jacobson on the out route, and then Jeter just planted there inside the 20. Now we've got 2nd and 6 for the Warriors inside the 15. Pistol look, fullback to the left. Fake the rollout. Here comes Baker again. He's under some duress. Has some space. Breaks a couple tackles. He's going to go for the corner. Then takes an absolute lick from Holden Cathcart, the sophomore. And we've got an injury down there as well. I didn't see what happened toward the end of it, but what a hit that Baker took.
Yeah.
After scrambling around out there, did a mini Seneca Wallace to get free. And
yeah, it looked like he was heading. He slipped like 3 tackles. Looks like he's heading for the end zone, but then took a big lick.
And I think we're going to take an injury timeout here. We'll head to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see what Waukee can do inside the 10.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Brevin LaFave found out just how tough Beckett Baker is. He was the injured player. He gets up, walks off under his own power, though. Looked like maybe just a little stinger. And
yeah, on the tackle. But Beckett Baker's got him back into range to answer here.
From the 6, they'll hand off. Case Haub trying to drag defenders, and he's going to get an extra push from his offensive line. They'll rule him down at the 2.
Yeah, he got an extra yard there on the push forward.
So do we have a Waukee version of the tush push here?
Push. The key push.
No, they'll keep it out of the shotgun with Beckett. Send 2 in motion here. He's got 2 wide outright. Hand off again, Case Haub. Winds his way through, and he is across the goal line waiting for the signal.
They haven't said yet.
I think they're going to say he's down at the half-yard line.
Yeah, just short. Because they both looked across, but they're going to mark that nose of the football just shy.
They'll confer, and they're going to
look at that.
That's like a 3-inch line there. You don't see that very often.
I'm thinking you might have to get Baker under center.
Thing is, I don't know if they practice it much.
I don't think they do a lot, no.
But they hear you, Dar. They're going to go out of a short pistol. Nope, it'll be under center. Baker takes it. Quarterback sneak. Nice, smart little bounce out left. He read it and dives in for the 1-yard plunge. The first touchdown of the night for the Waukee Warriors comes on the dive by Beckett Baker.
What a way to into the pile, nothing there. Came out, went to his left, and rolled into the end zone. That's the type of athlete he is, you know.
Great response, too, for Waukee after giving up the big touchdown to McGregory. They bounce back. 85-yard touchdown drive.
Yeah, they start at their own 15, so after that calamity on the kickoff where they run into each other, but on the legs of Beckett Baker.
Wyatt Robinson hit from 44. The PAT should just be a chip shot for him. Ball's down, kicks up, and it is good through the uprights. 14-10. The Waukee Warriors cut back into the Tigers' lead here on CISN TV. We'll be right back.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Well, some new life here on the Waukee side of the field and the stands as the Warriors punch it in. 14-10 ball game, and they'll kick it back to the Valley Tigers, and that ball taken at the 8. Finding a little room to bounce it outside before being taken down. Ball came out, and Waukee's on it. We'll see what they rule. If he was down, they're going to say he was down.
Yep.
It was Cohen Shelton. And that's a dangerous spot. That's one of those where Swenson might have a conversation with his guys, say don't even leave, give them any chance at it.
We'll see the replay here.
Shelton had a little bit of space. I think that ball was out before he was down.
I think it was coming out of his hands, before he got down. But trouble was he was surrounded by the black shirts there, and it was hard to see.
So it'll be Drake DeGroat once again.
Well, we've had score. The only difference is Waukee got a field goal on one of their scores. Let's see what Valley does here.
DeGroat out of shotgun. They'll fake the handoff, and then DeGroat's going to keep it. Has a seam right up the gut, cuts it back into space, beats the safety, and he is off to the races. DeGroat trips himself up at the 20. Did his best Daniel Jones impression. He had so much daylight, he just tripped over his own 2 feet after the giant run that started at the 27, and he's down inside the 25 to the 21. Another look at it here, Dar.
52-yard run.
Has a seam, beats a couple of the DBs and safeties, and then the feet were moving faster than the brain.
Well, he tried to take a quick look to see where those guys were. I think they were going to run him down anyway, but I was trying to think of that. Daniel Jones, you brought it up. I was trying to think, who was the quarterback? And you had it right there.
DeGroat and Baker putting on a show with their feet. Quick slant, great catch across the middle and down inside the 5. And that's going to be a Brown first down. Jaden Brown, the senior, Brown? Once again. Yes. Great little drawn-up play-action slant. Yep. And Brown just so sure-handed as the 6'1 wideout.
Yeah, they'll run that to Brown. They'll also run that to McGregory. And, whoa, Valley's answered pretty quick here, haven't they?
As they find their way into the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone.
Yeah, last time it took them 2 plays. Now they've a couple of big plays.
Out of the shotgun once again. Packed in tight this time. McGregory goes in motion. They'll hand it off, but just chopped down in the backfield. What a great play by Caden Crispin.
Yep.
The senior linebacker was in there quickly, and he cuts down the running back, Blake Dornkamp.
2nd and 4 at the 4.
I think they gave him a loss of 1, so they back it up to the 5.
The 5, okay, 2nd and 5 at the 5.
You know, just adding to the stats a little bit here. We'll go split wide receivers out, 2 tight ends set. Dornkamp in the backfield once again. DeGroat going to keep it himself, has a lead blocker, driving the legs, and he reaches for the goal line. They'll put the arms up, and he's hitting for the score. The Tigers waste no time to strike once again.
Oh, how about it? The 2 senior quarterbacks saying, hey, anything you can do, I can do better, man.
It's DeGroat punching it in. We have back-to-back quarterback keepers. They ruled the touchdown, broke the plane before he lost the ball, and so once again, we'll bring in Harn for the PAT. He's been perfect tonight, 2 for 2. Hold, snap, kick. All look good there. And the Tigers 3 for 3, touchdowns on 3 drives as they're up 21-10. We'll head to another break on CISN Sports Network.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Kicked off, and Waukee with a great return here out past the 27. Looked like it was Jai White once again.
Jai White, yep.
Haven't seen a lot of him tonight. He's been kind of their lead back much of the season and had some moments. But
let's talk quarterbacks quick, though. Drake DeGroat averaging 6.3 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns coming in. That was his 4th. Beckett Baker averaging 4.2 yards a carry. He's got 1 touchdown. He had his 2nd. But here's the sneak.
You watch him reach across just before that ball pops out.
I guess it was not really a sneak, just a
quarterback draw, yeah.
Quarterback draw by DeGroat. But the 2 quarterbacks doing it with their legs here tonight.
So now we'll see how Baker and company respond. Once again out of that shotgun. Going to hand it off, and Case Halb nowhere to go, just meets a wall of white jerseys.
Yeah, and that's the Valley front line we've seen.
And they'll go pick him up there, and yeah, you just see that imposing size, and there wasn't another black jersey outside of Case Halb in that mix there.
Yeah, it's Caden Fluellen, Ben Booth, Alonzo Jimenez, and Jaron Horn in the middle of that Valley defense, and running it straight up the middle has not been easy. Although they've had a little success Waukee has early, but here they lose a yard.
So it'll be 2nd and 11 from the 28. Baker looking deep down the sidelines, has a man, but overthrown out there to the right for O'Connor. O'Connor, just a sophomore. He's had a couple of receptions this season so far, but Baker's arm took him well out of bounds. It'll be a 3rd and long now, and see what they dial up here.
Yeah, and there's a little more pressure on this because you haven't stopped Valley yet really on offense, so you want to keep the possession. At least if you don't score, you run the clock down and don't let Valley get it here with 5.5 minutes to play still in this first half.
3rd and 11. Again from that 28. Baker will take the snap, drops back. A little screen pass. Case Halb, but hunted down in the backfield once again. Johnny on the spot is Luke Walter. That senior linebacker just pouncing on it. And a minimal gain. Looks like even a loss of another yard there.
Yeah, he read that immediately and was right there. Back had no chance off that screen to get upfield, so we'll see.
Flashing that speed at linebacker, and we'll get our first punt.
And Beckett Baker does the punting too here, so.
And we got Jaden Brown back, paired with Trent Grevengood, both seniors. And as you said, Beckett Baker back to punt. Lifted high and spiraling down. Grevengood will take it, settle his feet, and then try and find some room to work. Sheds 1 tackle, gets it out to about the 44, and that's where the Tigers will start their next drive. 3 for 3 so far, Dar. 3 touchdowns to show on 3 possessions.
And this is their best starting position too here.
Of course, they had an 80-yard touchdown drive that was capped with the trick play to open things up, then went the other way with just a 74-yard bomb and then a quick little 5-yard run. So they've done it all sorts of ways, and right now, if you're Waukee, feels like you got to get a hold here.
Yeah, the Warrior defense needs to step up and get the ball back.
Gary Swenson looking to maybe step on the pedal a little bit more, 4 wide. Instead, they'll hand off to Dornkamp. He'll bounce it outside. Flag comes in late on the play, and this one's going to be coming back.
Yeah, that'll be holding, I believe.
It's one of those where you just see where it lands and you're like, yep, that's exactly what it is.
You see a couple linemen there and you know the back jumped around a little bit.
That's what you need, though, if you're Waukee. Oh, they're going to march this off towards Waukee, it looks like.
Are they?
So was it a face mask?
Huh.
There's some confusion out there. Let's see what the call is here from our head official.
Okay, hands to the face, yep.
Well, there's why you don't always assume a holding, but that's
well, but 90% of the time it's an offensive hold, but when you get the hands up in the face, yeah.
Well, and a hands to the face usually comes on like a passing down,
yeah,
right? It's battling for that pocket.
And you don't see it called as much in high school because they, you know, the way they teach you to get inside the pads and that, but.
Well, that'll put them in plus territory once again. Valley with the ball at the 37-yard line of Waukee. 1st and 10, 4:27 to play in this first half. And in motions, Jaden Brown. They'll hand it off to Dornkamp. Dornkamp bouncing it outside. Has some blockers and some daylight. He's off to the races down the sidelines. Knocked out of bounds just before the end zone inside the 5. That'll take us to the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone on the big run.
And McGregory out on the edge there trying to clear the way, and he just couldn't tiptoe the final 6 yards to get it into the end zone.
Another look at that run. Just beautiful play design, get a little misdirection with Jaden Brown cutting across, and then he bounces it outside.
See, McGregory got the block there, then he goes upfield, kind of shields there.
Nice shot by Jai White to just get a shove out of bounds, but it's going to be 1st and goal from the 6. DeGrode hands off again. Dornkamp has a little bit of room. He's chopped down, but dives to the 1. And it'll be 2nd and goal with the Tigers knocking on the door.
Well, he talked about the Valley defensive line, but, man, the offensive line of Valley is really mowing some people out of the way here.
Tigers have quite some size on both sides in the trenches. We talked about that in the pregame show. As we go out of the pistol with the Grote. One tight end, man in motion. They'll hand it off once again. Dornkamp can waltz his way across the goal line.
He had a whole yard of purple between the goal line there that he could get in, and that was just the offensive line dominating with the pushback there.
And this one is a track meet, and Valley's pulled ahead big, 27-10. We'll await the PAT one more time. It's been an easy night of kicking for Conley Harn, the junior. So far, 3 for 3. He'll try and make it 4 for 4 and give his team an 18-point lead. Snap, hold, kick is up and good. 28-10, the Valley Tigers in control. The Warriors will need an answer before half. 3:26 remains. We'll be right back. CISN.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Jai White takes it, and he's out to the 27, and that's where Waukee will once again start their first drive that didn't go anywhere. They went 3 and out instead, and Valley came right back and punched it in. That's why we sit 28-10. And remember, though, Waukee does get the ball on the other side of the half, you can go do a little double dip here and at least put some points up, you give yourself a chance to get back in it.
You can't go 3 and out. You got to get a drive going. As hot as the Valley offense has been right now, you got to run a little time off the clock.
Again, week 4 of the season. And Beckett Baker going to find himself out there with everyone wide. They'll put a man in motion, a little quick pitch out. It's O'Connor once again, and he slips up, loses his footing, and he'll pick up 1 yard, if that. They'll rule him down at the 27, and that's a no gain for him. Miles O'Connor, the sophomore. It's one of those where sometimes the turf monster comes out, gets you a little bit. And he'll go an empty backfield one more time.
Looks like there's a wild one in Piscataway, Jersey right now.
Haven't checked in on the Hawkeyes.
20-14.
Baker wrapped up, still leans forward for a pickup of 3.
And can I just say, NFL, college, don't play on Friday night. That's for these guys.
That is. One of 2 Friday games for the Hawkeyes this season. The other on, obviously, Black Friday against the Huskers.
Well,
and
that's
that one's
all right,
tolerable,
because the high school season's over, but during the regular season.
You remember when Big Ten announced they were going to go to every team in the conference basically had to play 1 Friday game a season, and there's a lot of uproar about it because of high school football and the prominence. So 3rd and 8. Baker back to pass. Looking out over the middle. Sails that one to an open receiver. He had his man, just couldn't drop it into the breadbasket. TJ Stelter out there.
It would have been. You would need to drop it over the top.
Need a little bit more air under it, I think.
Yeah, I think he got a little excited, saw how open he was, and put too much on it, threw it flat.
So that ate up all of a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Minute 54 left in this half, and Beckett Baker back to punt. Grevin Good and Brown back to receive it. And both are a threat anytime they get their hands on the ball. High snap out of the hands of Beckett Baker. Picked up, scooped up. Baker was able to get it. It looked like Valley had a chance at it. Couldn't quite come down with it, but the Tigers going to come up with it and start their drive at the 10. Once again in the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone.
Yep, that
could not have gone worse for the Warriors here as we get one more look. High snap, and Baker did everything he could to kind of corral it. To be honest, that should have been a scoop and score.
How did he get that back? That's the trouble. Sometimes you're thinking scoop and score, where if you just fall on it. But either way, Valley set up nicely here with 1:47 to go in the first half.
Just a nightmare scenario for Warriors fans here on homecoming. Down 18, and the Tigers threatening once again from the 10. 1st and goal. DeGroat under center. They'll hand off to Grevin Good. Grevin Good. Or I'm sorry, that's not Grevin Good. That's Dorenkamp.
Dorenkamp.
I like the name Grevin Good. It rolls right off the tongue, but Dorenkamp on the carry off the right side. He's down for 3 more yards, and it'll be 2nd and goal from the 7 as we tick under a minute 30. Of course, Dorenkamp this season came into this game just stellar rushing numbers. 255 on the ground, 2 touchdowns. He's added 1 more to that.
And that's Cohen Shelton in there at the running back.
Little run up the gut. You're right, that is. Shelton is the carrier there. 28 on the program. And I think Coach Swenson trying to get some reps in for a various number of guys as we get a timeout by Waukee. I think they sense what's coming and want to save a little bit of clock. So we'll head to a quick break before we come back with the final 54 seconds.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages. all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the Y. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
DeGroat out of shotgun inside the 5. Drops back, looking to pass, goes to the corner route. Pitch and catch looks easy there. And it's McGregory in the corner for his second touchdown of the night.
And number 4 on the season receiving.
Just an easy out route, and he's got the stature where that's just going to be an easy pitch and catch for him. Make it 34-10. And we're not even to halftime yet, as the chance of "we can't hear you" rain across the field from the Valley Tigers student section. So once again, we'll get the PAT from Harn. That's up, and that's good. 35-10, the Valley Tigers leading the Waukee Warriors. We're going to go ahead and keep it here, and Dar and I can chat a little bit more about this because, Dar, you know, most teams on homecoming like to schedule what I call cupcakes. There aren't any cupcakes really anymore in 5A.
No, in 5A it's hard to do that because you have to, and it's, you know, the way they changed it a little bit so that you had to play, you know, these tough games, and then they figured that with kind of the district setup where, you know, the teams can get in. But yeah, there are no off weeks really when it comes to this, so you can't schedule any cupcakes, as you said. But
especially with the RPI playing such a critical role nowadays too, and you want the toughest competition you can find and still get wins. And right now the Valley Tigers just taking it to the Waukee Warriors, but 55 seconds left. See if Coach Gabe Baker can dial something up to get some points on the board here, as that's kicked away. Heading back, that's going to be Jeter. He'll let it bounce into the end zone untouched. So they'll start this drive at the 20 and see what they decide to do. Alrighty, so Valley and Waukee once again. Tigers 4 scores. And also worth mentioning for the Hawkeyes, Caden Wheatgen went end zone to end zone on a 100-yard return.
Oh, yeah, to open it up.
To open things up, but they haven't done much since. Here's Baker, though. He'll roll it out to the right, high in the air. 1 foot gets down. They're going to say he did not come down in bounds as Jeter elevated to make the catch. Wonderful grab by Jaden Jeter, the senior. He's been sharp this year. He's also been the receiving leader for this Waukee team. He had 13 coming into the night.
Well, they only took 5 seconds off the clock there, but
they'll spread them out wide once again. 4 wide. Trips to the left, single to the right, one in the backfield for Baker. No time in the pocket. He'll find a man. That's O'Connor once again. He's trying to get out of bounds and preserve some clock, but
we'll stop on the first down.
I don't think he quite got it.
Did he get it?
That's one of those where you'd rather have him dive the extra yard forward.
I thought he had it, but you're right. He kind of turned back and tried to go outside, and he gave it up.
Clock ticks under 30, 3rd and 1. Baker going to keep it. This will be a first down, and then some. Tries to shimmy, then just takes the defender head on, and then he's stacked up across the 40-yard line. 17 seconds, and they're going to ask for a spike. I mean, with 2 timeouts, why not just take one here? Or one timeout.
I think they got one left.
One timeout, and there it is.
But they still 14 seconds. You maybe get 2 plays.
I'd say try and get one that picks up 10 really quick and out of bounds. And then you can take a shot at the end zone with the big arm of Beckett Baker. 1 tight end in. Baker looking deep down the sideline. He chucks it up. That ball's knocked down out of the air at the 20. Nearly picked off out on the edge. That was quite the play out there by, looked like that was Ben Fleming, the junior DB, 5'9", 162. He got
I think
up there.
it was, yep, you're right, Ben Fleming, number 10. McGregory is back there too, but Fleming was on the play.
You'll see that very infrequently in 5A, but McGregory a talent on both sides as Baker looking for a swing pass. Nearly picked off once again. And oh boy.
That was Jaden Brown almost with the pick six, wasn't it?
That was Donald Moore, the senior.
Oh, number 9, okay.
Yeah, Donald Moore looked like he was off to the races. He had that one in his sights, and he's just grabbing his head. And now it's going to be 4th and 10 with 4 seconds left.
Moore says, I had a chance at my touchdown, and man.
That would have been highlight reel worthy.
Yeah.
Baker will send a man in motion, fake the screen pass, then looking down the sideline. He's looking for O'Connor once again, out of reach, and that'll send us into halftime as the clock strikes 0 after quarter number 2. Here we find the number 3 team in Class 5A. The Valley Tigers up 35-10 on the Waukee Warriors on homecoming night here at Waukee Stadium. We'll head to break here on CISN. We'll rejoin you in just a bit.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Welcome back out here to Waukee Stadium. The Valley Tigers leading 35-10, and it was certainly a scoring bonanza for the Tigers. Every drive they had found the end zone, the last one going to Jaden McGregory on a little 5-yard out route. It started with an 80-yard touchdown drive capped with a McGregory touchdown pass to Jaden Brown, 24 yards, made it 7-0. Waukee answered right back. It was a Wyatt Robinson 44-yard field goal to make it 7-3, but from there, DeGroat found a rhythm. 74 yards to McGregory, 14-3. Beckett Baker came right back. Nice sustained drive for Waukee. 1-yard run made it 14-10. But then from there, it's really been all Tigers all day. A 5-yard touchdown run by DeGroat. Tack on a 4-yard touchdown run by Dornkamp. And then, as I mentioned, the McGregory out route found the pay dirt once again. And that's where we find ourselves 35-10. Second half, Waukee will start with the ball after deferring the coin toss. They won it there. As the dance team will exit the field, the band will take the field, and we'll head to another break here on CISN.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Roush and Larmy in the backfield. They're going to play action. They go down the near sideline. Brandhorst over the defender in the back of the end zone. And it is a touchdown. Hold the phones. What a play for Ankeny.
Nice job there. He ran out the receiver, didn't break, but a great,
The senior. And he's going to throw it left-handed, picked off. It is intercepted. It is Mars Clark, and it is going to be a pick six for Ankeny.
Mars Clark read that all the way. He took it 46 yards of house, but that was a late throw by Jaden Knabb. He got out there, and Clark, that's his second interception of the year.
Bennett fires outside to Hyde. On the keeper, and Gabe Hyde. Look at the burners. Gabe Hyde. Good night. Sadell leads 16-0 off the huge 76-yard touchdown strike by Gabe Hyde.
Wow.
Where did that speed
Just
come
out of
from?
lightning, he found the hole.
Nobody jumps. Low liner. Boone picks it up, breaks through one. There goes Tavion Boone. Stays on his feet, and there goes Boone. Tavion Boone. Touchdown, Des Moines North.
Unbelievable. Tavion Boone off the hop.
The junior quarterback with plenty of time. Gonna fire over the middle. It's intercepted in the end zone. Picked off. And going back the other way with it is Landon Sama, and Sama's out of bounds. There's a penalty marker all the way in the middle of the...
Tyson Sparger, who came up with the pick earlier, tipped that up, and then the one-handed snare going back the other way. You alluded to.
It's time to take a look at some of the volleyball that we saw in the CIML this past week and new rankings and what might be coming down the road that you might want to check out. We'll start out with some of the games that we saw on Tuesday, September 16th. It was a fun slate. Ankeny Centennial picks up a dominant win over Dowling Catholic, 3-0 sweep, 25-14, 28-26, and 25-20. Great win for the Jags, who were number 2 at the time. They dropped. We'll see how far they dropped in the rankings here when we check them out in a second, but a very convincing win over Dowling Catholic. Johnston stayed home against Ankeny, and the Hawks pick up a big win on the road, 3-1 victory. Ankeny took the first set 25-17. Johnston took the second set 25-21. Then Ankeny took the last two 25-23 in a dominant 25-13 final set. Waukee Northwest went to Valley High School and took care of business. 3-0 sweep, 25-14, 25-15. Valley made it close in the third set. Waukee Northwest was able to pull away 26-24. Waukee defeats Southeast Polk 3-0 in a very dominant sweep, 25-11, 25-15, 25-17, a game that just took over an hour. Very dominant performance for Southeast Polk and Waukee on Tuesday night. Let's take a look at the rankings and what they have coming out on September 17th. So this be on Wednesday. Waukee Northwest is still the number 1 team, but look who's number 2. Waukee bumps up to the 2 spot, jumping Ankeny Centennial. Ankeny Centennial is 3rd, and Ankeny is 4th. I believe that this is the first time that both Waukee District and Ankeny School District are represented in the top 4 at the same time. Very, very impressive stuff. Your defending state champions in Pleasant Valley move up to the 5 spot. Dowling Catholic moves up to 6th. Valley is up to 7th. And Iowa City Liberty is back down to 8th. Iowa City West drops from 5th to 9th. They lost to unranked 4A Xavier. Still a very good team, but a 3-1 loss drops Iowa City West out back to the 9th position. Cedar Falls is 10th. Bettendorf is 11th. And a pair of Cedar Rapids schools in Cedar Rapids Kennedy is 12th. Cedar Rapids Prairie is 13th. Johnston slips a little bit back to 14th, and Iowa City High joins the rankings this week at the number 15 position. On tap next week on the Central Iowa Sports Network, it's some really good volleyball. I just talked about those top 4 teams. Well, they're playing each other. Waukee Northwest takes on Waukee. That is going to be a blast in the Waukee Fieldhouse. Waukee number 2, Waukee Northwest number 1. They've had so many great battles in all sports, but they haven't really had that big volleyball matchup yet. Well, here we go. Waukee won the last match in tournament play just a couple weeks ago. Can Waukee Northwest get the best of them in a best-of-5 match? Should be a fun one on the Central Iowa Sports Network. And then simulcasting with Andy Pollock and that whole crew over there at Ankeny Centennial in the Ankeny School District. It's a crosstown matchup. Number 3 versus number 4. Ankeny Centennial versus Ankeny. You're really going to find out who's the cream of the crop here in the next week. That's for sure. Stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of fun action here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
We'll have a winner at the end of the third quarter.
Welcome back to Waukee Stadium. The Valley Tigers taking the field once again as halftime about 2.5 minutes away from ending. 35-10, the number 3 team in Class 5A leading. And Dar, we have a couple scores from around Central Iowa.
Yeah, the Battle of the Ankeny's, Ankeny Classic up on Ankeny Centennial 9-7. Johnston leading Iowa City Liberty 17-14. Liberty undefeated, right?
I believe so, and they're a ranked team.
Yeah, and Norwalk over Ames 8-0, and two teams looking for their first win there. So,
last check also, Dowling Catholic was up big on Southeast Polk, 31-0 in the second. It was then another touchdown, so make it 38-0 on Southeast Polk in the second, or at halftime. So just Dowling all over the Rams in that one.
Southeast Polk started the season strong, but still ways to go, but they're going to have to make a big run to make it 5 in a row here.
Speaking of big runs, Waukee's going to get the ball to start the half, and they're going to need a big run here. Down 25 to this really good Valley Tigers team.
Yeah, they almost have to come out and score. Valley got on the board first with a pitch to McGregory, and he tossed it to Brown and made it 7-0. Then a field goal by Waukee with the answer. Then McGregory caught the pass, was a 74-yard pass for his first touchdown. Then Beckett Baker, a 1-yard run, a quarterback kind of sneak down at the goal line. Then it was all Valley as DeGroat answered his counterpart with a run. Then it was Dornkamp with a 1-yard run, then a 2-yard pass to McGregory. So after Beckett Baker got it in and made it, what was it,
14-10 at that point.
14-10. But then Valley just ran away and scored 3 straight touchdowns very quickly. And that's where we stand right now, 35-10. So, yeah, Waukee's got to come out of the locker room and find some homecoming magic to get on the board. And their defense hasn't gotten any stops here yet on Valley so far tonight.
Should also mention Waukee Northwest up 28-3 on Cedar Rapids Prairie. That game at Prairie tonight. So another good one there.
And a good test for Waukee Northwest, being up there in the ratings, but going on the road. And, because you got to be able to play in all those conditions and keep your focus. So,
yep, absolutely. And we'll see what happens with Waukee. 2 minutes to kick off here in half number 2. Valley will kick it off to the Warriors. We'll head to break on CISN. Again, 35-10 coming out of it.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Couldn't have timed it better ourselves. As Conley Harn steps back and he'll kick off half number 2. Jai White and Mr. Jeter waiting back there as that will sail into the end zone. It's Jaden Jeter letting it go over his head, and that means the Warriors will start the third quarter and the first drive of the second half at the 20-yard line.
So need a few more dimensions, the offense outside of Beckett Baker and Ben Hobb. Baker's had the most of it with his legs in the running, but they need to try to find somebody else to step up, get the passing game going maybe a little bit here, and kind of when they get one-dimensional, it helps Valley out quite a bit, that defense.
More importantly, they got to get some stops on defense, but first take care of some points here as Beckett Baker will send a man in motion. And he'll send Case Howe out in motion. He's going to keep it instead. Tuckett bounces it left. Just really nowhere to go as he picks up 3. They'll mark him at the 23 as he's stacked up by a trio of Tigers. Looked like first one in on that hit was going to be Dustin Hersberg, the senior DB.
Yeah, just really nowhere to run. They bottle him up pretty good.
This is a Tigers team that sits number 3 in Class 5A, and they're showing you why tonight as Baker takes a snap, hands off. Case Hobb has a seam, fires it up the middle, and then some hauled down. And they're going to call a horse collar late on this one, so tack on 15 more as he got out to the 42.
I thought he had him by the back, but I don't know. I
think it was a top of the jersey. Pulled it back. It was an awkward fall. He did a good job to get his feet out in front of him, so it didn't, snap those knees back.
But they're going to discuss it here to make sure everybody saw the same thing. And you like that when they...
There were multiple tacklers on the play. Therefore, no foul for horse collar. First down.
Said it was a legal tackle.
Legal tackle, okay. I think the one official saw it and thought it might not be, so they talked it over. That's what a good crew does.
Baker back to pass again, rolls out to his right, finds his man Jacobson. Jacobson going to hammer home another, and he's into plus territory down to the 40. And you see just how big of a target Evan Jacobson is.
Yeah. And what did they say? Let's get the passing game going a little bit and mix up the offense some.
Got to remember his brother actually played some tight end in the NFL, made a practice squad or two after hanging it up as a basketball
player. Yep.
Brother Michael was a dual sport athlete here at Waukee as we get a handoff to Case Hobb. First one in on that tackle, though, is Hayden Demery.
And then the sister, I can't think of her name. She led
Riley,
them to a state title.
Yeah, Riley
in girls basketball.
Yep,
Riley,
she ended up at NDSU for a couple of years.
Yeah. So quite the family.
Athletic, to say the least. All of them were tall.
Yeah.
Height helps. I think Michael was 6'7", 6'8", somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And Evan obviously in there as well. He stands... See if I can find his height really quick. He stands 6'7", 236. And it's 2nd and 11 for the Warriors. Play action. Baker swallowed up, dumps it off. Heady play, and Case Hobb going to pick up positive yards down to the 35. Beckett Baker was dead to rights, and he gets it out of his hand.
Yeah, the two Valley players are walking back. How did he do that? That was Luke Walter, and Ben Booth.
Another look at it.
They had him bookended.
They had him wrapped up.
And he somehow, look at that. They're going to pull him down, and he just throws it.
5-yard, 6-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 5.
And those two are walking back to the other side. They're like, how did he do that? I thought we had him.
Quick pitch. And down the sidelines, weaving through traffic, hitting the Jets late. A big gain there for TJ Selter.
Well, we know they talked. Slater, yep. They know what they talked about. Made the adjustments at half.
And then another quick run, trying to catch Valley sleeping. And
Case Hobb there, yep.
That'll pick up a few, and now they're inside the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone here on CISN. We'll get a sub out at running back as well.
They bring in Sam Heinrich.
Heinrich, just a sophomore, 5'9", 179.
Second down and 7. Is at the 14.
The old double stack. We haven't seen that much tonight.
And they'll look to pass. Going back fade just over the head and nearly intercepted out wide there by Ben Fleming. Fleming, nice coverage, read it beautifully as they looked for Evan Jacobson.
I think he threw it too early because they covered Jacobson, but the guy who broke off behind was open, but he was kind of throwing that on the timing fade. And
If you give Evan Jacobson a chance there, though, I like his odds to come down with
his
it
sides.
For sure.
But
6-7, but Fleming was in that. And now they'll bring things back in tight. Just 2 wide receivers. Jacobson, the tight end.
And Jeter out to the left there.
Case Haub going to take the handoff, finds another hole, and he's going to stay on his feet. Keeps grinding, dives for the end zone. He would not go down, and it pays off as he finds the pay dirt.
Wow. He hit that crease and then just, as you said, dove at the end to get across the goal line.
Looked like he was going to come up short. Instead, he kept those feet churning. Late dive gets him across, and one more look at it as he bounces it off the left side.
Now watch, he'll come up, he'll find the crease in the line. Right there, cuts it up, then cuts it back in there, and then that's all just Will. Dives ahead for the touchdown.
And Benjamin Booth had him wrapped up, or thought he did at least, and he just kept fighting. And that makes this 35-16 game, and that's the kind of drive Waukee needed to get right back into it. Beckett Baker's still in there. They're going to go for 2 here. Fakes the handoff, rolls out right. Quick pass, wide open, and that is good for another 2-point conversion to Evan Jacobson. And that'll make it 35-18, cutting that lead down to 17 points. Waukee gets some momentum back to start half number 2. We'll be right back here on CISN.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Case Haub punched it in. Now Valley's turn to receive it here.
Oh, we always talk about coming out of the locker room ready.
Cohen Shelton will take it. Far side of the field. Doesn't get much to block, but he will find his way to the 24. And the Tigers will try and stay perfect on offense.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is a big series for the Waukee defense because you got to get a hold and get the ball back. As if Valley goes quickly down the field like they have, or even if they grind it down the field, not good news. But a beautiful drive. We're talking in the break that double clutch tackle that wasn't as he threw it out. Baker kept the drive alive.
DeGroat's got 4 wide. He'll hand off to Dornkamp. Dornkamp picks up 3, and then he's stacked up, and you can see a little bit more energy out of this Waukee defense now. As that was Caden Crispin in, first linebacker to meet him, and then he was joined by a bunch of black jerseys. And that's going to minimize the damage to just 3 yards out to the 27. 2nd and 7 here. Dornkamp once again in the backfield. Groton shotgun. He's going to look to pass. Quick hitter and tiptoeing out along the sidelines
right
there.
By the sticks.
Owen Woods, the junior wide out, his first catch of the night.
We're going to say stepped out just before that.
Yep, about a yard and a half short.
The guy in the chain gang put it down and got out of the way, and it was hard to tell, but yeah.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, so big third down here if they can hold them.
So 3rd and 1, and this Waukee sideline needs to come to life a little bit. You expected some energy there. Here's DeGroat. Once again in a pistol. He'll bring Dornkamp up next to him. And in motion. We're going to get a quick timeout. And that's going to be a timeout in Valley. I think the clock was ticking down.
Play clock, yeah.
So we'll take a really fast break here on CISN. The Tigers with 3rd and 1 when we come back.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
While we were away, Valley picks up the first down. 3-yard scamper by Dorenkamp.
That was a good timeout, because if they take a 5-yard penalty, you go from 3rd and a couple to 3rd, and Valley just needs to keep the chains moving, wind this clock down. Well, Waukee needs to do whatever they can to get the ball back.
1st and 10 from the 36 for DeGroat. Out of the shotgun. That's where he's lived all night. He'll drop back to pass. Flush from the pocket. Keeps his eyes downfield. Going to sail it high and deep. Just a little short. That was a jump ball going both ways there. And certainly I think it was a bigger play ball for Thurston Nebo, the junior for Waukee, but wide receiver had a chance to come back to it in Owen Woods.
Yeah, they both had a shot. The defender might have been a little closer there, but
yeah, Thurston Nebo was there.
The thing he did, he was throwing it toward the sideline so it didn't hang, in over the field, but that's the big thing. Valley, not many mistakes turning the ball over here on offense.
DeGroat hands off Dorenkamp. Dorenkamp gets met in the hole. That's a big man meeting him there. It was Ian All, the senior offensive lineman. He's 5'10".
Now you got 3rd and long here.
So a big opportunity for Waukee to get the ball back in their hands. Down 17.
3rd and 9.
Game. So 3rd and 9 for the Tigers. See what Gary Swenson dials up. You got trips near you. Put a man in motion. That's Jaden Brown. DeGroat drops back. Quick little screen out of the reach for Dorenkamp, and that's going to be 4th down, but there is a flag on the play as a Valley Tigers helmet is off. And we got a whistle, and I think this one's going to go against Thurston Nebo.
There's another flag.
And that's going to be an unsportsmanlike. I think Thurston Nebo said something, and he's now going to hear some words from his coaches because they got out of that spot. This is one of those where you got to check your emotions.
But if it goes offsetting, though, it would still be 4th down, right?
I think they're going to both go against Waukee here.
Oh, was the first one against Waukee, or was
I think
that
it's going to be an illegal hands to the face because a Valley player's helmet was, I think, ripped off.
Okay. I was kind of watching the quarterback, and then everything kind of erupted after the
There's a lot going on there. Just a lot of continuation. We got flags, about 3 yellow hankies out there.
And discussion there between the 4 officials.
I think the coach is trying to make a case to say, hey, our guy was dealing with some stuff there, and they deserve a penalty just as much as we do. But Thurston Nebo needed to check to get those emotions calmed down just a little bit.
Because that's the worst thing you need is more yardage if you're trying to stop Valley.
Coach Baker going over to talk to him. And that's a coaching moment, right? I mean, we talk about it. This is a developmental thing. There's still young men developing, growing, and learning. And that's one of those moments where it's good to see Coach Baker not
lay into his guy, just talks to him.
And you know, football's that game where you want the heated emotion when you're playing, but once the whistle blows, you gotta ease it off and not get the flag.
Let's listen in for the call.
During the play, illegal participation on the offense, number 73. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 10 of the defense. Those yardage penalties were offset, 4th down.
So illegal participation. So I think that's because the Valley offensive lineman continued to play on without his helmet on.
Yeah.
It will be 3rd down.
So it'll stay third. It'll go back to 3rd down. Both penalties offset.
Yeah.
And can we get? We saw the look at it there. I apologize. That was big number 73 for Valley, Joe Mauser.
But it works out better for Waukee because they had that penalty, but it's wiped out because of the other penalty. If they were both on Waukee,
yeah,
then you're
again,
trouble.
You go back, if Thurston Nebo doesn't get that penalty, it's 4th down, and Valley's punting it away. Instead, they'll get another chance at it. DeGroat, empty backfield. He'll drop back, looking left. Has a man, fingertip catch by Dornkamp, and he's out into space. Picks up a couple across the 50, down inside the 40, gets his helmet ripped off, and then eats a punch as well. And things are getting chippy out there.
Boy, Waukee brought pressure, and Dornkamp found his check valve.
Read it beautifully, and what a catch by Dornkamp, too, on the fingertips.
But now I think this is going to go against Waukee here.
It's going to likely be a face mask, considering a Waukee player somehow ends up with a helmet in his hand and throws it. So. I don't know how you can disagree with that other than just being unhappy with how your team's playing right now, because 2 undisciplined plays.
Yeah, where you would have had him stopped at 4th down, and then you end up coming out of it. You still got a chance to stop him on 3rd and long, but great play. There's a DeGroat. He gets it out, and
here's the face mask coming in late there.
Right at the end,
That face mask going against Cale Saylor.
Both of these quarterbacks have made some big plays under pressure tonight, but it's what you expect out of senior quarterbacks.
So here's DeGroat once again. He drops back and just has to take a knee because that play was broken and the snap wasn't handled cleanly. And, well, Waukee kind of gets a little bit of help back that way.
Yeah, I just praised him, and what's he do? He drops the – no, but yeah.
Things getting a little sloppy.
One of the rare mistakes that they've made, though. Yeah, this is –
haven't had a turnover in this game yet tonight. Knock on wood for both of these teams.
Waukee a little frustrated, but –
you know, I think, again, this coaching moment, you got to bring your team back after this drive and say, guys, we got to calm down. I know we've got some energy, we got some juice, but can't shoot ourselves in the foot here. DeGroat down a shotgun once again. Puts Jaden Brown in motion, fakes the pitch, gives it to them, should say. Brown takes it for another big gain, and he'll get back inside the 1st down, or back inside the original starting line. And
into the red zone.
Here we go to the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone at the 17. It'll now be 3rd and 7. Let's give it a 6. 3rd and 6. So again, big chance if you can get a stop and just allow nothing but a field goal here for Waukee. You like that better than the alternative.
Yeah. And the only other problem, though, is that clock is just continuing to churn away here for Waukee.
DeGroat, stacked wide receivers to his left. He's dropping back to pass. He'll let one rip, and that one either ducked down into the turf or he got tipped at the line, but he's fortunate because there are about 3 black jerseys waiting to take that one in.
Yeah, he was looking for McGregory there, but if it was up a little higher, it might have been a pick.
So that'll bring up 4th and 6 from the 17. And the first field goal try for Conley Harn. So this one will be from 34 yards. Harn going to set up. And Brevin Lefebvre is going to hold.
He's 3 or 4 as long as 35.
That one shanked.
Oh.
No chance at all on that one. I don't know if the hold was bad or what, but Waukee breaks away.
It came out low and looked like one of my terrible golf shots, the way it angled off there.
One of those patented dart bunker shots, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked like the hold didn't quite get down, and so we'll stay here as it's a turnover on downs. Waukee will take things over at the 20, and well, now suddenly things start to flip.
Yeah, if they get a drive going here and score a touchdown, things start to get real interesting. I mean, Valley chewed up a lot of the clock there, but didn't get the score. They end up turning it over.
Case Hobb in the backfield sends a man in motion for Beckett Baker. He's going to peel out to his right a little, looking deep. Down the sidelines, has a man, it's Jeter.
What a catch!
Diving catch down the sideline for the big play. Jaden Jeter comes up Johnny on the spot.
Wow. Lays out, brings it in.
Beckett Baker probably put a little bit more air under it than he wanted to, but he gets bailed out by a senior wideout, and they're going to go fast.
A little tempo now here, yeah.
Again, it's Case Hobb in the backfield. He's flushed. Spins out of one tackle, keeps the feet going, spins out of another. He's still moving forward, and he's going to pick up about 6 or 7. It sure felt like more than that.
That's a move you only see usually at the homecoming dance, but he did it right here.
A little do-si-do out there, Dar.
Did the spin around and boom.
Looked like Waukee might have gotten away with a hold there in the penetration. Another look at it.
There.
Quick little grab, turns the defender around, but it frees up Baker.
Oh, there's a long pass.
This is a long pass
catch.
to Jeter. What a grab that was. Jaden Jeter. Beautiful job by our camera operators and our replay officials. And here goes Case Hobb down the gut of Valley, and he's down inside the 25, and Waukee's cooking with fire again.
Wow, all the momentum now with the Waukee offense.
And they're going to keep the tempo going. They don't want Valley to sub out. Fakes the handoff, quick hitter, and knocked down in the backfield. That's just a great read
by Brown
on that play by Moore.
Moore.
Donald Moore is.
Yeah, I always mix up that 5 and 9 there.
You're good. Moore on the defensive side has been sharp. He had a big game a couple of weeks ago to open up the season.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that certainly gets leaned on the outside perimeter, and boy, oh boy, he's come close to 2 picks now.
Yeah.
So now Waukee will settle things back in. 2nd and 10 from the 24. Baker, play action once again. Going to the quick out. Has Jeter there, and a modest gain of about 2 yards.
Yeah, they didn't get a whole lot. Baker didn't have much time to throw, and Jeter didn't have much time to get downfield.
Give him just 1 yard there, so it'll be 3rd and 9.
But
again,
it stops the clock for him. He got out of bounds there.
17-point game, so if you can dial up a field goal even here, you'll take points. Baker keeps it read out on the edge. That's just a great tackle out there by Jaron Horn. The senior D lineman did not bite on the read option. That's going to bring up 4th and eternity.
So
4th and 13.
I think they're going to go here. They want to figure they need to get the touchdown when they get.
That'd be on the edge of their kicker's range. You'd be looking at a 46-yarder. We already saw a 44-yarder, but I think Coach Baker sees we need points. Dropping back to pass. Here's Beckett Baker once again. Heaves it up for the end zone. 50-50 ball out of bounds. That's an uncatchable ball, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Tigers. A lot of hand fighting going on down there, but
that one was just a good battle by good receiver, good DB.
Yeah, Moore and Jeter, man.
It's a fun battle out there, and again, that ball was just a little bit out of bounds. Jeter tried to toe tap it. Instead, turnover on down, so Valley starts with at the 27-yard line. Part of me wonders, we saw the 44-yard field goal there by Wyatt Robinson early on in this game. You're looking at a 46-yarder. I felt like he had the leg for it, and you almost need to take the 3 there to try and make it a 2-score game.
But I think they were thinking, hey, we got momentum. Let's try to get in the end zone again because it really changes things. But now you put it back on the defense to get a stop again.
Tall task, but they held up to it. They kept Valley out of the end zone and off the scoreboard their last drive for the first time tonight. DeGroat in pistol. Man goes in motion. Quick little handoff, bouncing it outside. Chopped down out there on the edge. And that was a nice tackle by Nebo. Shelton on the carry.
Yeah.
Cohen Shelton, the senior running back, starting to get some reps in there. Doran Camp catching his breath. He's had a big night tonight, obviously. Shelton will stay in. So here's DeGroat out of shotgun. And we're going to get a false start on the Tigers' offensive line. That'll back them up 5 yards. And
I was just going to say,
2nd and 12.
DeGroat was trying to run that play clock all the way down, keep eating up the clock, but then get a twitchy lineman there.
Sometimes you just can't wait to get off the ball, right? You know you got to sit there and sit there and sit there, and your internal clock's just ticking, and you're like, oh, I need to go. A little early on that. We sit 35-18, 1:20 left in the third quarter. 2nd and 12, that clock will keep running. So they can tick off another 20 before they have to snap this. DeGroat, quick out route. Has a man, that's Brown, it looked like out there on the edge. Take that back, that was not Brown. That was a nice grab, though, by Owen Woods. Woods has been busy now. Had a couple of nice catches.
And he was still in bounds, so the clock keeps running here.
And they can get this down inside 25 seconds left in the third quarter. And you're right, Gary Swenson just milking this now. 3rd and 2, though. This is a big third down play for the Warriors once again. DeGroat in the shotgun. Fakes the hard count. He'll tuck it and run. He picks up the first down and then some. Out to the 39. That'll move the chains.
There's a flag down.
This could be a holding. It's in that area. If it is, that'll back this thing up. Another 10 yards, make it 3rd and 12. Sure looks like it.
Yep. Yep.
Offense number 65. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
So that penalty in on Ari Raridan, the sophomore offensive lineman. Raridan, another popular name around the Valley parts.
Yeah, a lot of Raridans.
The clock will still run, though. So in a way, it kind of benefits Valley.
Yeah, because it's going to run the quarter out.
Yeah, and I think Valley's really content with that.
Yeah, flag is laying down. There's no really win benefit to coming and punting back the other way either tonight. It's been just a beautiful night.
Absolutely. Well, we've only got one touchdown to show in the third quarter. The track meet slowed down to more of a cross-country pace as we sit 35-18 as we go to the final quarter of this one between the Valley Tigers and the Waukee Warriors.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
And we're back here at Waukee Stadium. A quick update from FBS Big Ten football. Iowa Hawkeyes and Rutgers tied 21-all coming out of halftime. Of course, a good one here still. 17-point game. Jake DeGroat, third down. Looking deep down the sideline, has a man, and just through the hands of Trent Grevengood. And if he hauls that one in, and it could be night-night.
Yeah, not a bad throw, really. Led him to the outside a little bit away from the defender, but just couldn't quite get to it.
Grevengood with plenty of speed. Just could not quite bring that one in. So that brings up fourth down. It'll be a punt.
Jeter back.
First punt of the night for the Valley Tigers. Snap's good. Punt's very good. That's a deep one, and Jeter's just going to let that thing bounce, and it'll bound all the way down to about the 30-yard line, and we'll see where they mark it out. Right about the 31. So Waukee has 11:48 left. They need 3 scores. Even with 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions, that's only good for 34 points. So it's a 3-score game, and you got to do it quickly here. No time to waste.
Yeah, I don't know. They may have, think back, as you said, should we have tried the 46-yard field goal? Because the thing about in high school, too, then the ball moves back to the 20.
Yep.
It's not like in college and NFL where they get the ball from where you kicked it. But
Baker, Case Hobb in the backfield. You know it's going to be a heavy dose of air attack. Baker going to go down the sideline and nearly hauled in by Jacobson, just a bit outside, or not quite Jacobson, sorry. That was TJ Slater. Slater was just a bit, tried to keep a toe down and bring it in at the same time, couldn't quite do either. And that'll bring 2nd and 10 from the 31.
Slater's one of those guys I talked about, somebody else offensively stepping up, because obviously they're keeping an eye out for Jacobson, but Slater's had quite a few targets here.
Jeter had the one big catch last quarter down the sidelines too, but otherwise he's been a little bit quiet. And see what happens here as we go 2nd and 10 from the 31 for Beckett Baker on the snap. Play action. He's going to keep, sheds 2 tackles. And he's barely going to get back to the line of scrimmage before being wrestled down.
Yeah, that's not the play they wanted, but it is exactly what Valley wants. Just hold him to no gain and keep the clock going. What's that?
Looked like some confusion there, too. Baker was kind of looking over the sidelines like, what do you want to run here?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the broken play scheme is, well, if you don't know it, just run it.
Yeah, they're still kind of moving around there like.
And it's going to be another Waukee timeout.
And which you don't
Those
want
are valuable.
to do. Yeah,
Clock was
they
already
were
winding down.
They had a receiver going out, coming back, the running back. They were unsure which set to be in.
So with that, we'll stay here. We're not going to head to break quite yet, but you're right. Hindsight 2020 probably want the 46, 47-yard field goal attempt just to see what can happen. And now it's a quick discussion about what needs to happen. And if you're the Valley Tigers defensively, Dar, just kind of sit back in coverage, right? You know that keep everything in front of you.
Nothing deep behind you. Just let them catch it in front of you, tackle them. Don't let Bennett Baker get out and get a big run. You know, get on the outside. Just bring them down. Let that clock keep running, because with 11:07, you need 3 scores, and that's going to take quite a bit of doing. They've shown some big play, quick score opportunity here, but.
Well, Baker once again here, 3rd and 10 from the 31. He's going to drop back once again. Looking deep down the sidelines, has nowhere to go. Beats the spy, though. He's going to pick up about 9. Be a yard short. Strong run by Baker. Didn't see an option out there. And
there's
got an injury down on
Valley
the field.
Down.
And that looks like Alec McClinton, maybe. And he's grabbing at his knee. So we're going to head to a quick break here on CISN. It'll be 4th and 1 when we come back for the Waukee Warriors.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Jaron Horn is the one gingerly being escorted back to the sidelines, and you hate to see that for such a hardworking senior D lineman. He's obviously been a big part of that front for them and been an impact guy, and now they're going to have to next man up for 4th and 1. Handoff. Case Hobb picks up 4. That'll be enough for the first down and
stop the clock temporarily.
Again, Waukee's got to move with some urgency as Case Hobb comes up a little gimpy after that. I think he got twisted up. And they're going to try and move quickly, so don't expect a run here.
They're again looking to the sideline like they're not sure quite what the formation call is, but
another pass here from Baker. He's going to look out wide. His receiver was never even looking for it. Slater just felt like he was running a route and wasn't really intended for anything there. And Baker said, "You're open. I'm going to throw it to you." No head around, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. 10:23 left to go. They have it at the 44.
Still just, for some reason, a little confusion on the hand signals of what the play and the formation should be here, but
clock does not run. Play clock more than enough time as they'll hand off to Case Hobb. He's stacked up, bounces off a couple tacklers, tries to spin it back inside, and he's going to lose a yard on that 2nd down run.
Yeah, they swarmed quickly on him.
Tigers have really battened down the hatches on the run game.
Yeah, they just, in fact, I think they like that better because if they could tackle him in bounds, then it just keeps the clock running right now.
Keeps it ticking.
Just contain everything in front of you.
Baker once again takes that snap, drops back, sees a lane, and he's going to fire a dart near side. And that's hauled in beautifully. Nice catch by Miles O'Connor, the sophomore wide receiver. He stands 6'4", puts some meat on that 173 frame, and he's going to be a force to reckon with down the lane.
You're right. A little more beef on there in the weight room.
But a nice catch there. So good enough for a first down, and they're back to the 44. 1st and 10. Quick handoff on the jet sweep. Jai White. White with some space. Hits the gas, and he's going to sprint home 5. Touchdown, Jai White.
44 yards.
And don't blink because Waukee has a chance to cut this to 10. Wow. Jai White had a hole and
split the defenders, and he was gone.
The afterburners kick on, and boy, oh boy, where has he been all night?
So you go for 2. No, they're going to kick it here. Make it a 10-point.
No point in trying to
go for
burying
2.
yourself. Keep the field goal in play. Snap, hold, and kick is good. The 44-yard touchdown sprint by Jai White. And the PAT makes this a 10-point game. Waukee with new life. 9:26 to go in the 4th. We'll be right back.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Cohen Shelton and Jaden Brown back to receive, and Dar, we got ourselves a football game, and Waukee's right back in it.
Yeah, their defense, where was it? Early where Valley was just racing up the field, and now the Waukee defense has stepped up, and the offense has taken advantage of it after the stops and scored a couple to make this interesting.
They're going to try a pooch, and they're going to rule them off sides. And Coach Baker does not agree with it on the sidelines. It looked perfect. See if we can dial up a replay one more time on that one. Nope, not going to get it. It's okay. No
I was
problem.
just thinking, would they try at some point, I'd try an onside maybe, but
I didn't see who was offsides. Yeah. Maybe the kicker himself was, but yeah, you get everyone kind of dialed up. Otherwise, that was going to go Waukee's way because Valley was rushing it back this way. So now that kind of brings their attention back to it. Ball's got to travel 10 yards on those.
And now you might
you try and
just
kick it
deep and hopefully pin him back there because the backs are up. I don't know.
Again, Cohen Shelton back along with Jaden Brown. It's a big kick. That's a really big kick. Backing Shelton up. He bobbles. Now he's off to the races. Cuts it back upfield. He's out to the 30, but there's a flag back at the 18. And that could back Waukee up a little bit more.
Yeah, if that's a block in the back, that'd be helpful for Waukee. Yep, that's what's going to be. Blindside block, okay. Well,
that's on Benjamin Booth. And that's one, in kickoffs nowadays, you don't see blindside blocks a ton. It's mostly the punt returns.
Yeah.
And that's going to back Valley up inside their own 10-yard line, and another chance for Waukee to try and pin their ears back a bit. This game is very interesting at this point.
Yeah, now, it seems like there's a lot of time left here, 9:19. A stop here, and it really gets interesting for Waukee.
Quick handoff. Nope, it's going to be a keeper instead to Grote. Stays on his feet, takes a hit, and he's going to be out to the 20. And the read option executed to perfection there.
And yeah, keep it in his hands. He makes the read. Keep the clock rolling.
Got to remember, Valley has not scored since the 28-second mark of the second quarter?
55-second mark of the second quarter.
There you go. So 55 seconds left in that half. Valley has not put points up since then. DeGroat has a new set of downs to work with at the 20.
Yeah, and that was after 3 straight TDs.
Dornkamp stacked up, gets 3. And some life coming in to that Waukee side. Clark Harrison. He was hyped after making that tackle.
Yeah, but don't get overhyped. Just do your job and stop them here.
Brings us to 2nd and 10. The clock does keep ticking. This one will snap under 8 minutes.
Well, it's been a ride for this homecoming crowd for Waukee tonight, hasn't it? All of a sudden you're silent when Valley scores 3 straight times, but then boom, they come out of the locker room, score quick, and
Dornkamp again met in the hole. This time
nowhere.
It's Parker James.
Yeah, there was a black hole of black jerseys there that met him.
Parker James, the first hat on him, and he did not give up much. That's going to be a loss of a yard. 3rd and 8.
Wow.
And you can hear the crowd coming to life up here in the Waukee press box.
Man, this is high school football. The change, Valley's cruising, the defense can't stop them. Now the defense is doing okay. Valley can't get the offense going. Big play here.
DeGroat, 3rd and 8. Going to get a timeout or a delay of game.
We need to have the music turned off sooner, please.
And they stopped the snap to ask for a request.
Turn the music. Oh, yeah. You can't play that music well because it could interfere with Valley's snap count. But now they're getting the fans going, which you can't stop.
And that just cued the noise to come in a little bit louder as DeGroat, 3rd and 8 from the 22. Drops back. Has time. Gonna tuck it. Bouncing it outside to his left. Now throws it. Toe tapper along the sideline on the far side. And what a clutch play.
What a throw. What a catch.
The snag out there by Blake Dorenkamp. And that's the first down connection the Tigers needed.
And what a scramble by DeGroat. Watch it here.
Has all day offensive line held up just 3 rushers, and he's going to flush out to his left. Sees
Pulls
his
up.
Running back leak out.
He was close to running beyond the line of scrimmage there,
And
too.
I'm sorry, that was Trent Grevengood.
Grevengood
on it. Same neighborhood. Now another handoff. Dorenkamp this time, bouncing it out left. Still out there, and then gets lit up along the left sideline, but not before he picks up about 9 there. They'll say he's out at the 44, so that's a gain of 7. But now that clock is really working against the Warriors.
Yeah, now that play's giving a little momentum back to Valley now as they had their backs really to the wall there. Started out with that penalty, got back to, what was it, about the 10, and now big play by the quarterback. Bails them out.
2nd and 4, 44, DeGroat. Another handoff. Nope, he'll keep once again. And he's got a lot of daylight. He's going to hit the Jets and stay in bounds. Nope, gets pushed out, but he's inside the 20, down to the 12 in the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone. What a read by DeGroat.
Yeah, what a play fake. He had everybody looking at that back, pulls it out of there and finds the seam up the sideline. And just, you can almost hear that hissing as the air coming out of the homecoming balloon here. Let's watch it now. Rides him down there, pulls it out. All the defenders are looking that way, and then he just brings it around. And he's got deceptive speed. You look at him, you don't think, but man, when he turns it on, he's got the speed too.
You read my mind there, Dar. Now they are inside at the 14. Again, the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone. They'll hand off this time to Dorenkamp. He's got the edge, going to try and cut it back up, then gets hit by a handful. He's still going, though, and he's going to pick up a handful more down inside the 10 now. Pickup of 6 or 7, and
boy, that's it. Valley got that determination back there. You see it in the running back of the quarterback just to keep grinding away, knowing if they get this in the end zone, it probably is.
Shuts the door on the night.
Yeah, puts it all done.
Play spoiler on homecoming night. That's always what every road team wants to do.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, for a second half that's been lackluster from a Valley team, they've come to life at the biggest moment. DeGroat's going to go under center this time. Hands it off one more time. Down inside the 3. Looked like Dorenkamp again.
Yeah, it's too bad we don't have a sideline guy with us here tonight because it'd be interesting to see what Gary Swenson has to say about all that.
Sure would be. He gave us some great sound after the win against Dowling, and you know he's kind of ho-hum about things most of the time. It's just business as usual.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I mean, he started at Valley back in 1995 as head coach, so year 30 for him, and a lot of memories, a lot of great moments, and so he's been through the ringer a time or two. Team knocking on the doorstep of another score. Another handoff to Dorenkamp. This time he's going to roll his way over, and they will mark him down at the half-yard line. And that's almost more music to the Valley ears. Because you can eat up another 35 seconds. Granted, the clock stopped. And they'll rule a touchdown late after some discussion.
After talking it over.
Dorenkamp in from 3 yards out. And that will make it 41-25. And all but seal it up, even with 5:17 left in this game.
But I got to say, well, I'll make my point after the kick here.
Conley Harn going to add the PAT. That's up and good, and 42-25. We'll keep it here instead of heading to a break. Dar, go ahead and finish that thought.
Well, Waukee showed something. You know, their young team, they've come back. They they couldn't find the way to stop Valley, but they went to the halftime break. They came out. They got the offense going. The defense got some stops. You know, it just Valley the better team here tonight, but they showed that, you know, when they get things playing well, they don't make mistakes. They can be right in a game.
Yeah, their defense probably need to come out with that fire we've seen in the second half especially. And, you know, credit to Valley there. Their backs against the wall at, what was that, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 8. And that great pass by DeGroat had patience and then found his man in Grevin Good. And that was the game changer once again. That was kind of the final straw that broke the camel's back.
And we don't really get a game with two high school quarterbacks that are this good. You know, the seniors and the play that Beckett Baker made going down and pushing the ball out, and then DeGroat a couple times with his feet. But
a couple of other scores to reference as we get another kickoff here. Johnston up 27-17 on Iowa City Liberty. That ball's going to go out of bounds, and that'll be a flag. There's some other scores. Newton blowing out Indianola 42-14. Ankeny taking it to their rival in Centennial 29-15 in the fourth quarter. Some other scores out east. Iowa City West over Bettendorf 24-7. PV beating Dubuque Hempstead 14-zip. Marshalltown up on Des Moines East 29-20 there. Norwalk 53-0 over Ames. And then I think that'll do it for right about now. We'll see what else we can find out there. I know Dowling was up big on Southeast Polk. You know, I think that week 1 loss by Dowling might have woken a sleeping giant a little bit. So look out for them as now Waukee's going to go empty in the backfield for Beckett Baker. 5:17 to play from the 35. He's going to keep it, tuck it, and run. Bouncing it, gets some blockers, and he's out across the 45 up to the 48-yard line is where they'll mark him down for a first down. It's a nice little QB draw.
Well, and how good a game was that? We did that one, and Valley takes a safety to make it a 1-point game, then ends up coming out of that with the 1-point win, you know.
Yeah.
And so, again, those two are probably going to meet here down the road. Again.
Baker going to air it out, has a man wide open on the far sideline. That's Slater again. He picks up another first down, and that'll stop the clock as he sprints out of bounds. Nice pitch and catch, and right now Valley content with keeping everybody in front of him.
Yeah, just don't give up a big play right away. Just let them slowly pick their way up the field, burn up some time.
You know, 42-25, Dar, is one of those scores that sounds way worse than it actually is.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's a 20-some point game. Instead, I guess we get a run here for a pickup of 2. It's one of those, it sounds like a 20-point game. Really, it's still 3 scores. I know that's still quite a bit, but, you know, it's just one of those a little misleading. But no less, Waukee had a lot of fight. They only gave up 1 touchdown to Valley in the second half. A lot to be proud of here and a lot of positives to take away. Keep in mind they were down 35-10 at halftime. Baker rolls out to the left. Going to air it out. Caught again, toe tapper by Slater. What a catch. That young man is certainly earning his kudos tonight.
Makes the catch, 1 foot down, falling out of bounds.
6'1", 166. Another guy that's been pretty sure-handed for this Waukee team.
The heir apparent to Jacobson.
Yes, sir. Him and O'Connor will be fun to watch next year. Of course, not discounting what Waukee's doing right now, but it's looking like they're on their way to a 1-3 start. Baker, patient in the pocket. Rolls back out to the left, going to just throw it out of bounds. Stop the clock. That's a smart play, as now we've got another injury out at midfield for the Tigers. And so now let's take a quick break here on CISN. It'll be 2nd and 10 when we come back for the Waukee Warriors.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Beckett Baker drops back to pass, hits Evan Jacobson across the middle. That'll be a first down, pickup of 12, and that's a strike to the big man.
Yeah, right there, right to his hands. He pulls it down.
Again, Waukee having to move quickly here. 1st and 10 inside the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone as Baker takes it down, nearly picks up another first down. He's going to be marked down at the 7, and he's got to get to the 6. So it'll be 2nd and 1, under 4 minutes to play. It's like the PA announcer knows what I'm talking about. Now the shotgun. Going to hand off. Case Hobb spins out of a tackle. Does he get the 6? They will say no. I think they're going to keep him at the 7. Makes it 3rd and 1 with just a half-yard pickup. And 3 minutes to go in this game. I think Valley walking out of here 3-1 with the schedule that they had to start the year. Pretty solid.
Feels pretty good, yeah. And
this is one of those games we were excited to get our eyes on, that's for sure.
Just a field goal difference in their loss.
Oh, Beckett Baker just crushed. Flying in out of nowhere for Valley was Luke Wolter, and he just laid the lumber.
Yeah, it looked like Baker was going to sneak through a hole there, and all of a sudden, 2 white jerseys, boom.
Walter came flying in like a Goldberg spear. So we get another timeout, and we'll keep it here as we sit 4th and 1 from the 7. And Dar, looking ahead, let's take a peek at what both these teams have coming up. Give me 1 second. If my internet will load. Waukee, after tonight's game, things do only get a little bit harder. You have DCG on the road next week. Marshalltown. Then you have to go to Dowling and Waukee Northwest back-to-back weeks in October for the Warriors. So that's a tough one before rounding out the season with Waterloo West. So in there, you circle Marshalltown and Waterloo West as likely wins for them. But you've got to go steal one against either Dowling or Northwest.
Yeah, you got to take. 4 and 5 has gotten you into the playoffs sometimes, but
with the right wins, it does. As Baker out of the shotgun needs 1 yard. Going to roll out, dumps it off, caught, going for the end zone, and across go the Warriors. The pitch and catch, and sneaking across the goal line was Colton Smith, the junior tight end. Just a strong finish on that, and it's an 11-point game. Dar, I'm going to go back to the 46-yarder that you could have attempted for a field goal back in the 3rd quarter. Right now, you'd be looking at a 1-score game, potentially.
Yeah, and then they had the penalty on the onside kick that kind of, that would probably been a surprise.
Yep.
But, yeah, just a few things here and there, but which against a team as good as Valley, you can't make those mistakes, So
they'll go 4-2. Quick handoff, Case Hobb, the double reverse and looking to pass it. And that's up over the head of Baker. And that is incomplete. We'll stay here. 42-31 ball game. And again, PAT there makes it a 10-point game. I kind of get it. Cut it to 9. Why not? Have a little fun with it. And now we got some trash talking out there, too. Just a little friendly exchange from Donald Moore and Beckett Baker. But quick look at Valley's upcoming schedule. After tonight, they go to Indianola, who just got boat raced tonight. And then they'll host Ankeny Centennial, go to Sioux City North. The big game left for Valley is this one against Ankeny on October 17th. That's one that's going to be must-watch TV up there at Ankeny High School, or at the Ankeny Stadium. And then they'll finish off the season with Des Moines Lincoln on October 24th, right here, or I should say, across town at Valley Stadium.
Yeah, so they, and you can't, coaches don't like to look ahead, but there's, a couple that we know now are going to be tough games in there, but they got to be pleased with that performance, second quarter there where they kind of took over, but had the lull in the third, but then made the plays to come out and keep the lead and win it when they did.
Iowa Hawkeyes still tied with Rutgers in the third quarter, 21 apiece. And another squib kick, and Waukee gets it.
Whoa.
They come up with it. And they've got it at the 45. Don't say die. You made a comment, Dar. Our nice friends in the press box next to us packed things up after that last Valley touchdown. Well, they're going to miss a potential classic here. The perfect bounce. I don't know if we have another replay on it. Nope, not at all. That's okay. I'm just fine with it because it was in the moment a thing of beauty. That took a nice high hop. Then I'm going to go back to this, Dar. Field goals.
Yeah.
No, Gabe Baker has done a nice job coaching tonight.
But then, you went for 2.
Yep.
And it would have been a straight 10-point game, but now it's
an 11-point
game. So
Beckett Baker's going to move both tight ends. And send another man in motion. And I think we're going to look for a double pass. It's going deep and up and knocked down. That pass intended for Jeter.
And Miles O'Connor again, he's the one that threw it on the 2-point conversion. That was a little better pass.
Absolutely. It was a good one, but I think Valley kind of read it out of their hands, and that's one of those where maybe you say to Miles O'Connor, just tuck it and run. He had a lot of green space in front of him. But the clock stops.
And on the 2-point conversion, you kind of threw you want to throw it in there and let Baker get a chance to go after it, because if it's knocked down, it doesn't mean anything. But
don't lob it up there. Baker again, shotgun. No handoff. Case Hobb bouncing off of a tackler, then dives forward for another extra yard. Picks up 4. Timeout by Waukee. 2:22 to play.
Well, he took a pretty good shot and kept going there.
He did. That was a lick. And, a lot of toughness shown out of this Waukee team. We've seen some big hits tonight from both sides. I'd say Valley's maybe laid a couple more. But, man, for a game that was 25 points at half, you got to tip your cap to Waukee.
And still, 2:22, you get a quick strike here. And then we're talking very close. A long talk over there in the Valley huddle on defense.
I'm sure there's a message of guys.
Yeah, again.
3rd and 6.
Yeah.
Don't make a play.
Even if they get the first down, don't let him get to the end zone quick and get a quick score with not a lot of time run off. Because now Waukee down to 1 timeout left.
Baker's out of the shotgun one more time. Trio of wide receivers out there. He's going to roll left, looking deep. Doesn't get it off in time, and he's sacked. Gobbled up in the backfield. What a hit it was by Max Anderson, the junior D lineman. He was first to make contact, but Baker with nowhere to really go with it.
Yeah, and it was going to be 4th down either way. You just lose a few yards there. You still got to convert this 4th down to keep your hopes alive.
Quick score update. Waukee Northwest tops Cedar Rapids Prairie 45-10 tonight. Baker drops back again. 4th down. Has to give it a go. He chucks it deep. That's picked off. Knocked down. Dropped, I should say, by McGregory. His hands are on his head.
Yeah, but that was an okay play because it's 4th down, so you're going to get it back up at the 49 instead of
looking for O'Connor there. And to be honest, I think McGregory's just like, that's a play I should make. He was probably looking to turn and go with it right away. But the turnover on downs will be a minute 42. Assume Valley. Yes, Valley will take victory formation as there are no timeouts left for Waukee. In a game that, Waukee never played themselves out of it.
No. Just Valley made a few more plays overall. And
no turnovers tonight by either team, so good fundamental football. Some great ground attack. I think we saw just the balance that Valley possesses in that first half especially. As DeGroat will take victory formation. Snap and a quick kneel, and he'll need 2 more of those. 1 more of those.
More, yeah.
He'll need 2 more at least. That'll tick down to a minute. Then he can kneel 1 more, and then down to 20. It's one of those where just go run around in the backfield for 20 seconds and slide down, and you'll end it there.
Coaches don't like that because if it's high school, and if he drops it and it's scoop and score, then then you're looking at.
Coach Swenson might also just take a timeout here. Nope, they'll just get him kneeled down. 7-6 on the play clock. So let's sum this one up really, really quickly, Dar. Obviously, I think the name of this game was Valley came out firing on all cylinders and just was a well-oiled machine that could not be stopped.
Yeah,
in those first 2 quarters.
Well, in the second quarter especially because it was 14-10, and then Valley just went on a tear and widened it out, and then did enough scoring to keep the lead and hold them off. And but credit Waukee coming out of that locker room in the third quarter, made a big rush, scored, then got it down here, had to turn it over. But, man, just a hard-fought, well-played football game.
I think star of the game's got to be shared a little bit by DeGroat. McGregory with 2 touchdown receptions and 1 throwing.
Yeah.
What a big night for Jaden McGregory, the future Louisville Cardinal. Big win here for the Tigers, who now moved to 3-1 on the season. They should stay solidly ranked at number 3 in those 5A Radio Iowa rankings, as they will again get a quick chance to catch their breath a little bit more next week. Meanwhile, Waukee drops to 1-3. Tough sledding continues for them as the rest of their schedule kind of plays out.
Yeah, but they showed some things here tonight. If they can, keep working, keep pushing it forward, and winning's contagious too. If you pack up a couple wins, then you start getting on a little bit of a roll. So we'll see how it goes for them.
Absolutely. Well, Valley comes away with the homecoming spoiler, 42-31 over the Waukee Warriors here on CISN. I'm John Schaefer. He's Dar Danielson. Big thank you to our wonderful crew this evening. Did such a great job. We'll see you again next Friday right here on CISN.